Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Fractured Shadows, a lovely little homebrew Daggerheart game with a couple of online friends. I am your host and game master of this lovely little game here, Shade, also known as PlagueDoctorShade, and it is lovely to have you all of you here with us this fine evening. Before we get started and jump right back in where we left off, just a couple of reminders to everyone who is watching later on as I turn down the music so y'all can actually hear me. First and foremost, this game is a mature game and adult themes are abound. Such things such as sexual content, violence, gore, all on the table. Keep that in mind if you continue to watch. Secondly, aside from the assets that you physically see on the screen, which would be our sprites, we do not take ownership for anything involved in this game aside from the game itself and, of course, the characters that we play. Everything else is pulled from other sources, and we do not own them. And that's pretty much it. If you enjoy this stuff, please be sure to interact with this video by liking, commenting, subscribing, and ringing the bell notification so you never miss an upload. Now, gang, are we all ready to begin?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Most excellent. And just one brief thing before we begin. As you may have noticed, our lovely friend SleepingVixen, who plays Akuji, is not here. Some personal reasons, but hopefully she will be here much later on, or if not, we will see her next time. So, now, last time on Fractured Shadows, where we left off, you all were in the midst of a lovely little prison that you all found out to be called the Dread Mire Fortress. And with that in mind, or rather Fort Dreadmire, and as you all were coming out of a asterisk Eastern Oubliette, I fucked up last time, it's called the Eastern Oubliette. As you all escaped the Eastern Oubliette, you encountered a man who called himself Slim, who'd informed you about a office that would be able to possibly get you and potentially everyone else out of the prison that lied within the fort itself. And you guys proceeded down after discovering things about each other as well as the prison, and you all encountered a couple guards that were on duty. You made very quick work of them, one of them getting killed and then promptly eaten by Akuji. The other one having a moment of realization and coming to the gods moment with Raylig, who also had a moment with that guard before he was quickly scared near death and fainted. To which, as you all soon discovered nearby, that with a couple of keys in your hand, take from the guards and listening in on the conversation happening within the warden's office, you heard, more specifically Murkon, heard that for some reason they don't want you leaving this place for one reason or another, and that aside from them, that the prisoners should be secure, since it's a pretty much lock away and throw away a key type situation. You discovered a booklet, or a small journal of who was here, why they were here, that you did not take with you. You found a map with the marked locations of the capitals of Rasdanya, of each region within Rasdanya specifically. And you also discovered a couple of papers that were more so just documents of when you came in the actual setting, or into the prison proper, which was the 26th of Tyr. And as you all found a couple of levers, you pulled them. You quickly escaped from the prison, causing a riot in the process. And deciding which way to go, you went down to the sewers, where you very, very carefully and dreadfully killed a very old zombie abomination left behind, a now dead necromancer. You guys went down that way of the sewers, dispatching of this monstrosity. You found yourselves a couple miles down, about due west of the fortress proper. And as you kept walking, you found no signs of guards whatsoever. However, it was and still is currently raining as you peer about to the cloudy, very cloudy skies that are overcast the golden plains of Zion. And you're bordering the Dreadfallen Mire. And this is where we pick up, with you guys just escaping the fortress and basically having the entire world in front of you. So, what would you all like to do?
Well. Oh, go ahead, man.
Marqui, after, getting his bearings back and getting back into breathing free air after being out, he's going to stretch his joints a bit, and he'll turn back to the group and kind of recollect how everyone's doing, kind of getting an idea of how they fared after that fight.
You do see that Akuji's ruins that have been glowing across her body since that fight have now dimmed, and she is currently throwing her vest over her head to cover from the rain, just looking at you expectantly, though she looks a bit more docile, just quiet.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Still looking haggard and tired from the rough fight. But he also looks thrilled to be out of that hellhole. Giving like a knowing look to his brother.
Rayleigh is still clutching onto the lighter with both hands in front of his chest. I feel like maybe 20 or 30 minutes out, he'll like quickly do a pat down in his pockets, seemingly looking for something, but doesn't find it. So he just holds on to the lighter.
Marqui, after scanning the group, just kind of clasps his hands together. You notice one of his hands no longer has a glove on it. So it has like a pretty hefty clap. All right, then. Let's get ourselves to the nearest civilization. Hopefully one free of any jail cells, and definitely free of whatever was that. He waves his hand in the direction of the the chambers they had just escaped from during that fight. All right, let me see that journal.
Do we even have any money for supplies?
I'm sure I can scrounge something up for us to get something at least. Even if it means 2 beds, or we can always just find a place if need be. Anyways, how about that journal? And he is looking directly at Rayleigh.
He was like looking around his pockets. Well, it appears the guards confiscated my cigars, but they did leave a handful of gold for some reason.
Figured that's the first thing they would have nicked.
Yeah, that sounds about fair. But the journal.
He'll open his pack and pull out the journal. Just don't look at
The one
Most
The
of
one
it.
it's the one he's written in, right?
Yeah, the one that he copied the map into. I'm assuming is the one you're asking about.
He'll see it. He'll notice the map, and he goes, "I don't remember the cover looking like that." That's the one from the warden's office, right?
No. You'll see like on the cover, it's just similar to like the rapier. There's just like some heckin' sappy words on the front and like some pressed flowers attached.
I thought you grabbed it.
He like very quickly like shoves it to a side and he's like, no, these are my personal notes.
Okay. Anything useful?
So-
I
see the map.
The map that they had there, but it was more out of habit, if anything. I don't know if it'll be of any use to us.
You didn't get the journal off the desk. Is what you're telling me?
I thought you grabbed it.
No.
Murkon does the. Well, at least you have your lighter. All right, let's just look at the map.
And as you look at the map, with thankfully the three of your bodies being able to cover it so it doesn't get too wet and smeared, you do get a pretty roughly drawn map of essentially the entire region of Rasdanya, including the current location which you're at, which is about a couple miles southwest of Fort Dreadmire, which will probably have a little icon on it based on if Rayleigh was marking the key points that were on that map. Or not Murkon, sorry.
It would be pretty detailed. Like, this was his profession for like over 50 years. So he'd be pretty keen on picking up the key details and jotting them down quickly.
Yeah, so you would be able to note that if it was copied verbatim, that the capitals of each of the regions of Rasdanya, from Zion all the way to Rhyme, you have the capitals very clearly highlighted and also circled. You have, of course, the X on the location where you're currently at, and you have a couple of other key locations that are around the area. In particular, you see two separate locations that have a note next to them that say nobles, and you have this town to the north over here, and this town to the left. Both of them by key bodies of water, being Lake Solancaris and the Twin Rivers, which you are currently next to. Aside from that, you also have a very rushed circle around a fortress over here, and then two question marks to two villages that lie to the far east. And then, of course, there's a big, gigantic circle around the Dreadmire, with like a skull sign. But other than that, there's nothing else of interest that would be on the map that would be worthy of copying, Rayleigh.
A lot of areas around southeast Zion seem to be marked.
Oh, joy.
Alright, yeah, I think after what I found out about the possible, necromancer that is currently bringing something not good. I don't know if it was a necromancer, it was some sort of... Anyways, we're not going south. Well, looks like the shortest route is to this town up north, or... if we wanted to get further away from the fort, we can go towards the northwest. I myself have no money, and I could very well go for someplace we can kick our feet up, take a break, and then we can go on with our lives from there. What do we think?
Yep.
Would be good to restock.
Don't have much else to do.
All right, I think North is settled then.
Okay. So, with you guys, making your decision. Hopefully I'll cut that out. With you guys making your decision, you do eventually start to trek along, following the rough map that was drawn by Rayleigh, and keeping a worthy distance away from the fort. About, like, probably 35 or so minutes pass before you do eventually find yourself along a road. And as you're cresting over a small hill, you see in the distance a very, very large structure that seems to stand tall above the landscape. Rayleigh, this looks familiar to you. Can you do me a favor and roll a knowledge check for me?
Sure. Does this happen to be whatchamacallit? Where is it? Right here. Basically, does this apply to it?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Okay. So, you don't know why there is a village nearby this town, because the only thing you recognize when you passed by this originally in your studies of the landscape were the spires, and rather this gigantic palace that kind of sticks out in the middle of nowhere. And when you asked a nearby person when you were traveling, because I would say this would be really early on, when you were about to go and study at the Gazadov Institute, is that you were told that that wonderful structure is known as the Silver Spire, and that it is owned by a very old lineage, or allegedly is owned by a very old lineage known as the Silverblood family. And you do know, based on your personal knowledge, and I'll give you this at the very least, that the current lord of the Silver Spire is a dwarven man, a half-dwarven man, named Bernay Silverblood. However, that is all you know.
Then, when the spires come into view, and I think Rayleigh would be like, "Oh, the silver spires. They still stand."
Is that right?
Indeed. It's the home of a very old lineage. The Silverbloods, I think you said. Oh boy.
I did.
Immediate
Yes.
recall.
Ah,
Correct.
old,
Yeah.
old lineage. Oh, that's gonna be fun for us. We
I
love
think
dealing with old
Rayleigh,
people.
will kind of look at them and actually, have they said their surname at any point?
No.
Marcana. Oh,
Yeah, no, Leonin has never said his surname.
I think Murkon did, correct?
mention it once in passing. So
God, Leonin feels like such a zoomer next to Rayleigh. He's like, whatever, Grandpa.
Christ.
God.
For comparison, he is 22.
Oh dear.
Yeah, Relix, 90 up, hit that big 100.
Literally just scroll on his phone, just like, okay, boomer.
I just learned twice what you were talking about on TikTok.
Basically.
Oh,
God.
Rayleigh staring at the fucking Silverbrook brothers, these kids and their magnaphones or whatever the fuck. Right.
Then I think if Mercon had mentioned it, I don't know, would he remember? You know what? No, he's got a pretty sharp memory. So he would kind of like turn his head aside and be like, "You don't look dwarven."
I didn't take you
You
for a
mentioned
racist.
you're
You never know when you'll find it.
you were Silverbrooks, was it?
Yeah, Brooks, not blood. No relation.
Yeah, the difference between us is the Silverbloods seem to live longer than we do.
Well, when you hunt monsters, you tend not to live long if you don't know what you're doing.
Rayleigh, now that you have heard Silverbrook twice, go ahead and make another knowledge check. And this will use well read as well. 13, and you get a hope? Okay. It's not very, like, unknown. The Silverbrooks are a very prestigious, family that is among nobility. However, they are not really nobility. They gained their prestige through the acts of service, to the crown as monster hunters. And not just normal everyday monster hunters that belong to the Hunter's Charter, they hunt the monsters that will kill people, and then do really bad things to them, or worse. They aren't your average everyday run-of-the-mill, oh, destroy a settlement type of monsters. The type of monsters that would usually end the world. And on many occasions, there are prestigious stories about previous Silverbrook members that have done such things in the past.
Would he have heard of their brother whose name escapes me?
I'd say with a 13, no, because that would be specifics.
Okay. Then I think hearing Leo talk about like, oh, monster hunting and that stuff, and it's been a while since he's had alcohol in his system. It's like, they've gone through a prison break. That's pretty good way to sober you up. So I feel like hearing Leo, he's kind of just like, huh, that sounds familiar. Wait a second. And then I think he does like take an involuntary like hop, like a little bunny hop backwards from them, like, wait. House Silverbrook? Renowned monster hunters?
It fucking says deadpan, no autographs.
But I wouldn't ask for one. I've just heard of the tales of your house. The vile monsters that you've hunted. And
Yeah, only about 40% of them are true at this point. People say a lot.
I'm more or less still a trainee at this point. I haven't had the chance to do anything seriously dangerous.
well, whatever abomination we just faced seems like a step on that path.
Yeah, I could tell after it nearly wiped the floor with me.
As you see, blood still very much coating the entirety of Leo's otherwise regal-ish getup.
Meanwhile, Murkon's just kind of like, he's still just got a little bit of just gunk on like a bit of his like bells and his coat. Yeah, in terms of monsters, I That one sucked. I'm not even gonna lie about that. Let's just say the next time we have to deal with something like that, I'm gonna just take the safest route and go to the nearest point of alcohol.
That's the usual.
And sorry, continue.
That was it. Just like the usual thing.
And as you guys continue your conversation, with a very brief pause before you stop walking at the realization, you guys eventually do find yourselves crossing over the border into the town of Silverleaf Glen. There's a sign that is... you can see that it has the shape of a leaf on it, and it is very clearly stated in kind of gilded silver letters, Silverleaf Glen. And as you go in, you do see that people are kind of mucking about, quickly running around to get out of the storm, battening down hatches, but there are a couple people outside of an awning, which you can safely assume is some sort of inn or pub. But you also do see nearby that inn/pub that there is a smaller building that says in very big, bright blue, glowing letters that seem to float in place in sort of a magical way, MEOP. And aside from that building in particular, when you do pass by this inn/pub, which is going to keep calling it that, you do eventually look up and you confirm your suspicions of what it actually is. In a similar silver gilded harp, that is the swinging sign as it constantly in the wind. It reads the Harper's Pub.
As soon as the word pub hits, Murkon makes his way straight away inside.
Figures.
And are the rest of you following?
Yep. Leo
Yep.
goes where his brother goes.
Gladly.
I forgot two of you are alcoholics. Alright. So. You do open the closed door that as it closes behind you, and it's very lively in here. You see several farmers, several laborers coming in from a now rainy day, drinking heavily, just having a grand old time. There's a raging fire in the back, and the best way I could possibly describe this is that it kind of looks like a World of Warcraft inn, where you go in, you see that there are several tables in the middle on a cobblestone floor, and then in the back there's a bar with several chairs, and like a little sitting area near the bar, but beside that there's like several stools, and then you can see a door that leads into the back, which, smelling from the food that is cooking, that is the kitchen. And nearby, behind, there's one of the seating areas, there is that raging fireplace that I mentioned before. And you see a multitude of different people in here, as is pretty common in Zion. You've been in a couple villages before, all of you, except for Akuji, who's not here, where you've seen villages just kind of usually have a mixture of races, except there's usually the one race that originally settled the village, which is the most common. This one just so happens to be a mostly dwarven village. So you do see several dwarves, but you do make note of an infernus, this world's version of a tiefling. You see one floorkin, which is not a super duper common thing, at least in the public setting, but they are essentially like flower people that usually take the either they're full flower and they have humanoid aspects, or if they're like a half and half, they have the flower aspects, but their body looks more like that of their the other parent that is not pure floorkin.
I hate
And
floor.
I despise you.
I know you do.
And aside from that, just a couple of other humans and elves, but mostly dwarves.
The Lion's Pride in moment.
Not the Lion's Pride.
Marcon kind of leans in. It's like, it's gonna be a lot harder to pinch some loose ale on the tables because there isn't any. He's just looking around, trying to. He is not looking to pay a fucking cent. He is just looking for any loose mug, anything that's not being attended to.
Not getting arrested again.
Go ahead and I'll use a Kuji's thing to reference the fucking skills. Go ahead and make a instinct check to see if there's any loose mugs.
Have fun getting arrested again, dipshit.
Yeah, yummy. My fear.
Oh,
So, as you're looking around, no, I didn't want to get all of them.
oh!
As you look around, you do see a spare mug that is actually just recently poured on an empty table nearby.
I want to know how Angel is doing.
A couple people actually look to stop and look at you when the tiger comes in, because I would assume you're the last one that walks in, Leo.
Mm-hmm.
And Angel is oddly just minding his own business, despite people looking at him very fearfully. He just curls up by the fire.
As soon as Marcon sees people are staring at the tiger, he'll just walk over to the mug and just sit in front of it, basically establishing he that's his mug.
Mm-hmm.
All very fingers crawling over the desk, just getting closer and closer to the mug.
Okay. As you do this, you clearly make it obvious that you totally own that mug, and then you take a sip. I would assume, correct?
Not yet. He's just kind of holding it. He will bring it up to his nose just because he's a little curious what's in it.
You oddly enough don't smell anything.
Oh, then he takes a drink.
It's water.
Marcon does the yep face, his. He's yes, great, and then he just walks over and just sets it on the table before moving back.
I didn't want to
Reminds you
go
of
too
your-
hard since you just got here, so I thought it'd be a little funny.
It's perfect. It's so perfect.
Reminds you of your little fitness nut brother who only drinks water and nothing else.
I'm sure they'll pour him a free mug at some point. Probably doesn't want to drink the same list from a guy who also got a face full of whatever that fucking creature was.
I'd say as you're trying to walk around to assess the situation of the bar, maybe a couple minutes pass, but eventually you do hear just a sudden, "Where'd my water go?" And you hear the Florkin speak up, as he's looking around very confused, unsure of who took what because all the mugs look the same. That was a success. So, but
Yeah,
you can see that this Florkin is masculine appearing. It's a pure Florkin, and he has hair that's kind of swept back that kind of looks like oddly enough a dandelion, and his body is made up of he has physical hands that are covered by roots, but the actual quote unquote appendages appear to be made of vines. Anyway, go on.
He moves back over to Leona and just looks down at Angel. It's just all right, let's get some drinks. I'm gonna try something with this tiger.
You're gonna what?
It's just a game.
Don't involve Angel in your schemes.
Do you want to sleep on a bed, or do you want to sleep outside?
Doesn't matter to me.
Of course it doesn't matter to you. You really want to sleep next to me? On the ground? You know I need my beauty sleep.
His face is just like, oh, got me there. Fuck.
While the Flurkin stuff was happening, can Rayleg, being a law-abiding citizen, thumbs up, have just walked straight to the bar and
Certainly.
asked, how much would a mug of your cheapest ale cost me?
The dwarf that is behind the bar, who's currently cleaning one of these very said mugs, does give you a look up and down. You new in town? You look like the type.
Just got here.
Hey.
Having a rough time on the road.
Yeah, I can tell you definitely look like you've seen your fair share of woes there, mate. Tell you what, how about I give you a drink on the house, just because you're new here and you look like looks like someone punched your dog in the face.
Well, you're not far off. I have been punched in the face somewhat recently. Thank you kindly, sir. And he'll, sit down at the bar with his free drink. Hey.
So he does go to pour you a mug of ale, and he hands it to you. Especially made is the Silverleaf specialty here. We just call it Silver Ale as part of the town, but it's pretty good than the cheap shit that you usually get fed down here when you're about to come in for your off day. You have a name there, son?
Rayleg.
Pleasure to meet you, Rayleg. Name's Yoldi. And he holds out a very meaty hand towards you.
He will shake it somewhat wimpily with his -1 strength.
And the dwarf will shake it with a very strong grip as you greet him. Stench does waft up to your nose very quickly as another dwarf sits next to you, being the same dwarf that has followed you the entire time. It's not said anything as your former, or your technically your new companion out of all the new companions. Ogren sits down next to you, and he'll look to the dwarf. The dwarf looks at him with a very narrowed gaze. Having what's he having? You with this fella, Mr. Rayleg? And he looks between you two.
We met on the road, yes. Yeah, don't think I would have made it here without his assistance.
And Ogren just slaps you on the back. Yeah, I'm pretty, made sure this guy didn't die. We're pretty good pals, we've become in a short amount of time. Right. Well, suppose I can give you that much. And he'll do the same thing and offer the same beverage to Ogren before nodding his head towards you, Rayleg. So, Silverbrooks, or rather Murkon, what are you specifically trying to do?
Murkon has decided to put on his metaphorical jester hat, and he is leading Angel around, going up to tables as he begins a little bit of a gag.
Mm-hmm.
More harmless this time, essentially playing the role of a beggar feeding his tiger son.
Okay.
Talking about how his son is kind of homeless. And the reason they were kicked from their manor was because his son, aka the tiger, made away with the Duke's daughter, and also how He offended the queen with what he called deadless toxins of the gut.
Oh.
Very much a lot of jester jokes thrown in him, just like essentially entertaining the pub while like basically asking for like handouts at the same time.
Okay.
Leo is just watching, praying for his downfall.
My question to you, Leo, is do you think Angel would play along because it is Murkon?
Yeah. Leo would probably just like give a shrug, just like, sure, follow him, why not?
And he does follow Murkon. Murkon, I want you to give me a charm. I think it's called charm.
Okay.
Presence check with advantage, because not only is Angel playing along with you to humor you at the best, but also because you're doing this to people who are drinking.
This is kind of the place he figured lowbrow humor of like him making up a story about a tiger running away with a princess would go. So yeah, I figured that'd be the right move.
Excellent.
Yeah, fucking we'll just go for it. We do it live.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Ooh.
Make sure to give
Hope
yourself
for
a
me.
hope.
A hope for me, baby.
Okay. So that is a complete success. As you walk around and do this, mixing up the jokes to make sure they don't fall completely flat, you seem to do so pretty effortlessly, as Angel even gives very sad-looking eyes on occasion, especially to those that you are able to point out are very sympathetic towards animals. You make your way over to like a couple of dwarven men who seem to be the rough and tumble, and as you make the crude jokes, they let out a laugh.
Oh yeah,
that's the funniest joke I've heard in a bit. What were you gonna say?
I was like, oh yeah, there are with mentions of like royalty, there was a lot of jokes that kind of make them look like horny bastards.
Oh yeah,
Of course.
And one of the particular jokes that you tell here, mentioning something about silver blood, they actually laugh a little harder. Now that you mention it, I do think that Lord Silverblood might have a bit of a bee pecker problem, eh? Here you
It's
go,
quite
lad.
tragic, really.
Regardless, here you go. Take this. And you get a couple of coins from them. So go ahead and mark 3 coins for that.
Let's go.
And as you make your way over to another group to do this exact same gesture, making a little bit more fun of it, it's a group of... It seems to be a family this time. And as you make jokes lightheartedly, getting some of the kids to laugh a little harder than expected, the mother gives a big smile at you. Well, I appreciate you telling a nice little gag. I suppose we couldn't be too terribly bad off if we gave you a bit of coin on your journey. Much appreciated, fine jester. And you get 2 coins from her.
Hell yeah. Marqui, of course, upon receiving these golds, he does give like a very gracious, like gentlemanly bow. He is someone who is very about like he's doing this as like a gag. So he just like he does a bow, he wipes a fake tear, oh surely this may never wipe away our debts. But perhaps the Silverbloods will give us a home instead. And he'll look to the kids and be like, and remember, eat your vegetables and stay far away from tigers. Except this one. This one's very nice. And he yeah, he gives Angel a scratch on the head. And then
Leans into it.
he'll leave them be.
And
Question: how does coin measure in this game?
I'm glad you asked. So, if you go into your character sheet, you will see that there is something of a currency. If I can find one of your sheets. So, if you go specifically into your inventory, you will see that there are 4 icons. There are coins, handfuls, bags, and chests. And much like every other tabletop ever invented, they are measured in increments of 10, with coins being lowest and chests being the highest. Coins go to 10. 10 coins equal a handful of coins. 10 handfuls equal a bag. 10 bags equal a chest. And 10 chests is too much gold.
Oh, in that case, cool.
And as you do go and finish off, you do go to the ones that stick out the most, which do seem to be the Damari and the Florkin. You do see the Damari as a woman, and they seem to be just talking very briefly to each other, as if they know each other. And as you walk up, making your jokes, you're able to see that the Damari woman looks to be an adventurer of sorts. They have a similar getup to your own. And as you make your jokes, she lets out a snort. You know, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. You know what? Sure, why not? And she will give you 4 coins.
Bam.
Leo's just kind of watching impressed, like, you know what? I stand corrected.
He'll
Go ahead.
He'll actually take one of the coins back, and he'll slide it back to her and be like, "Oh, you are far too generous, madam. Please, I want you to enjoy your night as much as I have myself." And then he'll shoot not a weak, but like Murkon is definitely, he's a fuckboy. He'll give that cheeky like smile of liking what he sees before breaking away, not pressing it, but he does make it his way back to his brother, and he goes, "All right, we're getting drinks right now."
Right, well, I stand corrected. Good job out there.
You do feel a bump on your leg, Leo, as Angel headbutts you.
Good job to you, too. Give him a little pat on the head.
Leans into it.
The way he looks at this cat is like, you were the only person in this world that matters.
That's the thing about me, brother. I catch opportunities as soon as I see them.
Indeed.
All right. So, you two now make your way to the bar with where Raylig, Ogren, and Akuji are at. Though Akuji's more off to the side, just kind of watching the inn in a corner, just trying to dry off near the warmth of the fire.
Yeah, dog, yeah.
And as you approach, the dwarven man that served your good old pal Raylig looks to both of you. So, we got a couple more lads in today. What can I get started for you?
I'll take the warmest drink you have. Spiced if possible.
Just water.
That's free, lad. And he'll quickly pour you a thing of water and slide you the tankard, Leo. But he'll look to you, Murkon. Strong or
Stronger than how I smell right now, I'll say that. I'm sure.
Quite strong as the usual.
I think I got just the one for you. And you won't even be able to taste the liquor. And he'll go back in the back where the kitchen is, and will arrive a minute later with a beverage that you can smell has this like intricate spice to it. Something that you would feel like would be good only in food, but you've had a couple drinks before like this. And as he pops off the lid of this, you can see the steam come out, and you hear like people say, "Ooh," as the actual like smell hits you. There'll be 2 coins for this, if you don't mind.
He will slide the 2 coins. He is very excited to try this now. You see him like he takes his other glove off as he warms his hands together and sets him on the counter with a big old grin. Marqui knows Dwarven Ale definitely has something beyond what he can usually find in other towns and other places without him.
Indeed. And as you smell it, it smells sweet. It has hints of cinnamon to it, but the heat also hits you, like that little bit of spice that would not completely burn your nostrils, but it just barely just about does. And you see that's kind of bubbling a bit and frothing at the same time. It's definitely something else, but definitely also looks like a dwarven drink you might have had before in the past.
Yeah, he'll hold the mug up and like take a slow smell. He goes, "Better than any tea," and then he'll take a very slow like sip of it, and carefully but like with enough roughness where you can hear like the as he sets it down. And he goes, "Better than any sex I've had." Ugh. You could just see like all of like the stress that was like still kind of lingering in his body just go away.
You see the dwarf smile as his cheeks go a little red. You see his like beard like poof up a bit. Well, I appreciate that. It's funny that you mentioned sex. It's just clearly, it's funny, very funny. We call that one the warm lover, for a good reason too.
He'll keep taking drinks. He's like, "My God, and this town's not popular for this drink. It better be."
You're too kind, but alas, no. Definitely more popular for the trees that are nearby, don't you know? Have you ever been to Silverleaf Glen before?
Can't say that I have. He'll kind of like he is definitely like eyes on the drink, but like still trying to like pay attention. Just man likes his drink.
Yeah. And he'll look to Leo, who looks somewhat similar to Marqui. Have any of you been to Silverleaf before? I don't recognize any of you at all, now that I'm looking at you a bit more clearly.
Nope.
He gives a nod. Well, first of all, allow me to properly introduce myself. Name's Hjoldi Aelwright, the proprietor of this lovely little establishment here, and welcome to the Harper's Pub inside the lovely town of Silverleaf Glen. It is my pleasure to give you a warmest of welcomes available, as our lord would be quite remiss without the travellers that come and go from this lovely, lovely place. And every time he says lovely, you can feel the hint of sarcasm, like drawling off of his voice. And he makes mention, nodding to the 2 odd ones that kind of stick out, the Damari woman and the Florkin man. Those two also arrived recently, but they're frequent travelers to this place. They usually work a bit farther due east. Pretty sure they told me they're part of the League in Bright Willow Haven.
Well, we gotta find work some places, I suppose.
I mean, better than most is you're not really working with anyone in the village. You're either in the cities or you're in the free villages of Bright Willow or Eldermore. But that's not important. You ask about this place. Lovely thing about Silverleaf Glen is the trees here. Ever actually seen them? You saw the Silver Spire, of course. Well, it's not the only reason why this place is popular. The trees that grow here on the outskirts, if you were coming down from the south, you'd be able to see like these rows of what you would think would be a small little outlet or forest. But no, that would be the... Look at my notes here. Those would be a unique kind of oak that grow these silver leaves across its branches. And there's no other tree like it in the entire of Rasdanya there, lad. As he makes mention of this, I need you three to roll a knowledge check.
I shall. Oof.
Raylig, this would apply to the area, so you can apply your thingy, I believe. Awesome.
God damn it.
So, Murkon and Leo. Leo, you don't really know much of anything about this town. You've never gone this far south, or even this far east, so it's kind of new to you to begin with.
Look, he only studies maps to find out what cool animals / monsters are there. Nothing about, like, humans, civilization.
I think that's pretty valid. Murkon, you are very clueless into what a Silverleaf even is. Like, even in any of your like own tests of monsters, you've never really heard of a Silverleaf before until now. Raylig, you know that the Silverleafs, as part of Silverleaf Glen, are an oddly unique tree, which are literally called the Silverleaf trees, that allegedly have these rejuvenating properties that are used in a lot of like really expensive and like powerful alchemical reagents. And they're still being studied to this day, as they only popped up, or rather they only were looked at several hundred years ago. But with this in mind, the only reason you recall this information is your memory digs back to when you were given a Silverleaf as a gift from your son a very, very long time ago. And you recall that it was specifically given to you as a joint gift between your ex-wife and your son, as something that they found in their travels when you were away at the college.
Okay. So Rayleigh kind of like peeks up from his mug, a bit of a foamy ale mustache on the top of his lip. A leaf of a silver color, you say?
Mm-hmm.
I was given one many years ago.
Oh.
From my son, John. And my wife, Matilda.
Oh god, not again.
He like sniffles a little bit.
Mercon grabs the ale mug and just lifts it and puts it in Rayling's, like the lip of it into Rayling's mouth. As he just like goes out, it's just like, he goes.
Leo just
Alright,
like plants his face
was, like,
into his hands.
About
Yeah.
to say something, but he just like Glug suddenly just like, oh.
Alright, Silverleaf. So, what's so special about those, other than the fact that kind of goes against the color of green?
Well, curious thing about them is that, aside from the fact that many people want them because they are actually made of a very thin metal, they're used often in really sought-after potions, and many adventurers use them a lot. You know, like those... You ever had a potion of healing, you know, the red ones that are like small and, you know, compact and easy to carry? You ever seen one of those big ones, or really big flasks that are maybe the size of your bloody head?
Mercon, quite cheekily to Leo, just like looks over at him and just like raises the brow and he goes, "Can't say I have. I usually can afford the smaller ones."
Well,
Leo knows why.
He just rolls his eyes.
well, those big ones that are used usually by the Adventurers League and sometimes the Hunter's Charter on big missions, those are usually the enhanced potions that are specially made with a Silverleaf that was grounded up into the mixture. That's why they work so damned well. And you might imagine that, hey, that's pretty well said and done, but how do you prevent that? Well, as you may have noticed, go ahead and make an instinct check to perceive. Raylig, because of what just recently happened, you have disadvantage.
I'll make an instinct.
Okay. There's
No.
more fear. Give me my tokens.
Stop taking my goddamn tokens.
Wow. It'll be an instinct check, Leo.
Okie dokie. Meh.
Leo, you don't care. You just don't fucking care. But Raylig and Mercon, as Hjoldi continues to talk, he makes mention as he spans out. You may have not have noticed, but there are a couple of golden serpent lads in the bar that do keep watch. And aside from them, there's also the Silver Knights, but they stick close to the palace. And you, Mercon, notice these well-armored in mostly golden attire, but you can definitely tell there's like a slight off-color to the armor itself. These individuals that are very clearly dressed to protect. They have... Most of them have helmets on, some of them don't. There's about like 4 in the bar currently. And they basically look like guards, but you're able to see them very clearly. Raylig, you are able to see the couple of Golden Serpent mercenaries in the bar. However, you also do see sitting by the fire, on the opposite end of where Akuji is, a man that is dressed in pure, like, bright as fuck, glistening off of the fire, silver armor that looks like a knight. And as Hjoldi beckons his hand over in that direction, he briefly glances at you all, and you can see that he has, like, this very, like, rough face. He is a human, but it seems like he has a persistent scowl. And when Hjoldi mentions him, he just tilts his head to the side, and Hjoldi waves his hand. You're fine, sir. Just talking to travelers. Right. And he turns away from you all.
You know, when I played Zon in this system, I was like always rolling hopes. Now I'm only rolling fears.
I rolled like 4 out of 5 of my rolls being fear. It's been great.
I feel like Zon just had more hope than Leo does, definitely.
Yeah.
Makes
Like,
sense.
fear is blue, and you're blue. Dabba dee dabba die.
True.
Double D double dead.
True.
But Hjoldi continues to answer your question. And we do have a couple of slickened thieves that do try to get a chance at stealing a bit too much of a handful of the silver leaves that are on those trees. We don't really hear much about them no more now, do we? They're dealt with by the knights pretty quickly. The only people that are really allowed near the trees are the Institute and a couple of traders that are willing to trade actual gold or supplies for them for obvious reasons, as you might expect.
Murkon leans over to Leo. He just kind of mutters, "Huh, bet you could pinch off a couple leaves if you give a good sob story to the golden serpents."
Just gives him a look like, yeah, not gonna happen.
You see Hjoldi, who is seeing you lean to your brother and whisper to him, who is talking directly to you, Murkon, just put his hand on the table and sigh. Look, I'm not gonna be the one to tell you not to do that, but if you're trying to convince anyone, you're gonna be convincing the Silver Fox to not kill you, because the golden serpents aren't even allowed near the trees.
Might as well fall on a blade myself. Not that I ever would. I don't really care much for messing with nature. That doesn't really go well in my book. Gives him like a kind of like a a dry smile before taking another sip of the drink, and he just goes, "Damn it, that is still good."
I'm glad you like it, lad. Well, if you decide to go along with this little scheme of yours, know that I'm not really one to tell. I'm just a barkeeper, but be sure to tell me when so I can watch and see if you fail. It's always quite the sight to see scoundrels or even adventurers try their test against the Silver Knights.
Yeah, I would sit that one out myself, so I would watch with you.
Well, I don't got anything against the Silvers. They're just they're typical, well, if I say any more, they might just kill me on the spot. But that's neither here nor there.
Aye, that's true. The Silverbloods are not that bad, I think. I mean, shit, we have it good. Better than most. Save for the golden glow fox that live a bit west of here. Really don't get used to that after that long of... He stops himself as he goes back to another customer, which just so happens to be your good old pal Ogren. You hear him shout, "Hey, can I get another drink? I want to have what my jester friend is having." You have the gold for it? Course I do. And you see him produce 2 gold coins as he slides it towards the barkeeper. Very well, I'll be right back.
He's having...
You're really
He
funny.
disappears.
Marcon's like, how should you get another one if he feels his gold? Finds 2 of them gone.
No!
And as he goes back to produce the drink, you do feel a weight suddenly on your shoulder, Murkon.
He will look to the source of the weight on his shoulder.
And you do see the Damari woman that you made laugh who offered you the 4 coins. That you totally just casually flirted with. And as she walks up to you, the Floorkin man is nearby. And she smiles at you. So, you said that drink is better than sex, huh? Interesting. Considering the name, of course. She grins.
Burkhan looks at the hand and then just kind of looks back over with a smile and goes,
Now Leo is suddenly interested in what's going on.
Leo's like, no way.
He's already just like,
He goes, well, so far I haven't had it as good as this drink. Oh no. Maybe if I play my cards right.
The right technique yet.
Well, it's fucking absolutely just. He'll clear. So he goes. Maybe I'll have to find something that'll change my mind on that. After a bath, of course.
Yeah, I'd get on that stat.
Yeah, this is a bit of a shame, but if you're so sure about that. And she will place a key next to you, Murkon.
Hey, yo.
Not many people can make me laugh, Jester Boy. Good thing that this place actually has a bath. If you're interested, you'll find me there. And she will quickly turn around and walk away as you see her tail, because, like I said, tiefling. Her tail just quickly slides up your chin and whips off of it as you see her go up the stairs. And the key has the label of a room number.
Leo immediately just gives him the bro shoulder nudge, just
Leon Murkon grabs the key and looks at it, and then he leans over to Leo and he goes, I'm buying you one room and it's gonna have one bed and I'm not going in it.
Yes, that sounds quite agreeable. Good luck up there. Fucking saucy eyebrow.
Murkon's fucking living it up. He has a smile and he just lifts his drink and goes, oh, I better get some liquid courage, Angelo. I got it.
And you do eventually see Hyldi come back out and give the drink to Ogren, who nods. And he also seems to be living it up a bit as he finally takes a sip. Oh, shit, this really is good. Damn.
Okay, this is...
You know stuff, Murkon.
This is one way that the twins the siblings are not like the Winchesters, because Leo is also a fucking man-whore too, so...
the silver fucks.
Yeah.
Episode title, The Silver Fucks.
Murkon's, as you can tell, much better mood than he was before. He raises his drink and goes, you know what? We got out of a pretty crappy summer camp and got ourselves some good drinks, good bedding, and I think we all deserve a good wash after what happened tonight. I think it's a good time for a toast. And he raises his glass, kind of towards the group.
Oh, what the hells? He would chink glasses.
Ogren raises his glass as well.
Greylock would stop blowing bubbles and raise his glass. It's all foam at this point.
He's so moe.
Christ.
To escaping summer camp, and then he takes a drink.
Chink chink.
Yeah, to escaping... Yeah.
Yeah, summer camp. Okay. I'm down with that name. I like it here. I don't want to get thrown.
It's pretty good here. Yeah. And Hyldi gives another chuckle as you down your drink. Check real quick. Go ahead. What would the equivalent of a con save be? The hell? I guess it'd just be a reaction, because it's technically a reaction. That's what a con save is.
What the hell? Sure.
I guess in this case, control maybe. We'll go with finesse. So go ahead and make a finesse central reaction, specifically Mercon.
I want to see if I can do anything with my hope dice. I can be quite tragic for him to fuck this up. Let me see if there's anything. I mean, it would be definitely funny, but I'll give him a fair chance.
Before you... Oh, what the heck? We're probably not gonna need it. Before you do that, because Rayleigh was there for that whole interaction. As he, like, finishes his foam, like, he's just has the mug, like, upside down. Trying to get the last of it, but there's nothing left. I think he would, like, clap Mercon's shoulder and be like, show that to Mari. The ways of two that are deeply in love.
That actually manages to
with my dear Matilda.
That actually manages to get a fucking chuckle out of Leo. Just like, yeah, that's exactly what this is.
Many an evening together. Back in the day. So here's a rally. So you can add a rally dice to that if you want.
It's a 1d6, right?
Yeah.
Love, yeah, sure, that's one word for it.
Oh, Jesus Christ, okay. I'm crying. Okay, here we go.
God bless him. Oh my god.
You know what?
Alright.
With fear, that could have been worse.
Well, the good thing is that it's a reaction roll. So this is not a, it doesn't matter as much. However, because it is with fear, but it is high, Mercon, you are drunk. However, you are not, drunk in a bad way. You are drunk as in, like, you feel good. Feel pretty good.
I'm gonna feel it in the morning.
Yes, you are.
As one does.
Because someone didn't fucking eat food. You remember that now, but now you're like, fuck it. We're going in.
We a ball.
And as Rayleigh makes this pretty loud proclamation to you, Hyldi looks over at you, looks at the counter, looks at the key, and then he just very briefly slides you a different key. The baths are... Oh, that's the wrong person. The baths are downstairs, lad, if you want to freshen up before your encounter.
Mercon, like, clasps his hand together, does, like, the head motion of just a, thank you. He kind of slumps up from the chair, and he goes,
good luck, you're gonna need it.
Friends, bath, bed, and hopefully in the morning, I won't be dead. And he'll take the key, and he starts to kind of march his way down. He does say one more thing as he goes out. You can just hear him muttering to himself. Remember, lad, that old saying, if one doth make the fine maiden giggle, and then he just gets out of
just rolls his eyes like, oh god.
The last thing you can barely hear him say is just jiggle.
As you leave Mercon to go get your bath, the Florkin man walks up to the bar next to you, taking Mercon's seat next to you, Leo. And he has, like, a hand on his chin. Hyldi, could I have another water? Someone took mine. Sure, lad. Here you go.
Leo just like looks to the side for a second, says nothing, and then goes back to drinking his water.
Thank you. And you, now that you actually see him up close, Leo, as I described him before, he does look kind of weird, but, like, you do see that he has, like, this very androgynous-looking face, despite his more softer masculine tone. Kind of imagine, like, a human face without a proper nose. It almost looks like a mask, but it's moving. And the nose is present, but you can see underneath it that there are just vines. Despite, like, the dandelion, like, hairstyle that's, like, slicked back and down. Kind of like the fucking, the monsters from Hell's Paradise, but not completely humanoid.
Gotcha. That's cool.
Yeah, this is a very common, like, these are one of the common races, so this is nothing new to you. He's just kind of like a flower person.
Gotcha.
And he does, look to him as he gets the water ready. So I'm assuming that Tilly has found her fun for the evening again? Yeah, it looks to be the case. I didn't expect her to go for the jester lad. I was expecting more of him. If no offense, of course. And he juts a thumb back to you, Leo.
just sounds like a nonchalant way of like, none taken.
And you do see the Florkin look to you, Leo. Oh, hi there.
Good
Who
evening.
might you be?
Name's Leonin. I'm
Leonin.
new in town, I guess.
I did see you walk in with your very, very precious creature of a tiger. What would their name be? And he looks towards Angel, who lets out.
That's Angel.
Oh, how
He's
adorable.
Mostly harmless.
I would imagine so. He is from the looks of it, a Rimian tiger. Yes.
Yes, he is. Good eye.
Yes, I am studied in the ways of the beast, as I was used to be an anthropologist, but I changed my methods of study towards flora and fauna to understand the origins of my ancestry. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm terribly sorry. Name is Dandy. And he holds out a hand for you to shake.
You would shake it. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure.
Upon hearing that he's interested in the same stuff as him, he's immediately starting to like actually be nice for once.
And you do have like I'd say a very like brief talk with him to avoid like me fumbling a lot. But Dandy tells you that he is currently a student at the what did I call it? The Manadine Institute, or rather just called the Institute, which you recognize was one of the signs outside. And while his focus isn't in fauna, being the creatures of the land, he does have a extreme fascination towards beasts, as he does, like, he reaches out towards Angel, but then stops himself. I can pet him, yes?
Go ahead.
And you gently see him stroke his head, and Angel leans into it.
He won't bite, unless I tell him to.
Oh, I see. You've trained him well, it seems. And he'll continue to say that the specifically the Institute MEOP, that's what it's called. Which you would recognize, no role required here. The Manadine Institute of Arcane Phenomenon. That's basically where all like the mages go to study if they want to be scholars. Even if there are like rogue mages and wizards and necromancers on the loose, but these are to basically get themselves certified. And as he continues, essentially telling you like what his like specialties are, he then comes up. Aside from, working in the Institute to get my license to be an official aid in agriculture, the Institute is looking for some people that could do some work for them if you and your friends are interested. But if not, then perhaps my compatriot, who is my companion on this little outing here, that woman that you saw flirt with your friend.
He's my brother.
Oh, I didn't want to make any rude assumptions, but it does make sense why you two do look similar. Very. Anyway, regardless, the town that she's coming from is Bright Willow Haven, and she is part of the Adventurers League down there. It's a shame that there's not much work up here aside from joining the Golden Serpents, but if you and your brother are looking for potential opportunities of work, considering how rough you looked when you came in, I would definitely head down there.
I suppose we do need some coin for the road. We will consider it. I'll bring it up when we next reconvene.
Of course. It's my pleasure, Mr. Leonin. And you see he is stammering a little bit. Excuse me. He takes a sip of water. Rayleigh, you are immediately past another mug from the barkeeper. Because of your last performance check for presence, he's giving you a very sympathetic look. He's giving you a pity beer.
He retracts half his face from the outside, from out of the inside of the other mug, which he was basically shoving in. And slides the empty mug over and just grabs the other one. Thank you. And just goes to town on it.
Make a finesse save. I'm going with that for con saves because it looks like the best one because it has control. But the other ones don't make sense to me. Yeah. You are an alcoholic, unfortunately. You do not get drunk. You also don't gain a hope from these, remember, so keep that in mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go.
Alright, I don't automatically gain fear, thank God. But yeah, you do have a buzz, your vision's getting blurred, but you are not, like, blackout. It would definitely be that point in time when you start muttering about Matilda again, and your son, and missing them, and wishing things went back the way they were, and it should have been... You missed what it was like about, 30 years ago, when you were still together.
And they were able to get a leaf from this town, but I guess like all things, times change.
Well, unfortunately, it's not really a comparison, because those leaves are still growing after all this time, so it's not completely changed. Maybe infrastructure and stuff like that, but no, the leaves have stayed the same. He immediately walks back to serve another customer.
The escape.
I didn't even get to do anything with the leaf they gave. I just showed it at work, and then it was relieved from my possession very quickly after that.
Yes, it was. You remember exactly who took it, and that was Lazarnov.
Just takes a long swig. Not getting teary-eyed.
It's like fucking choking as he's like drinking. Oh god.
Going back to Leo, Dandy does look back towards you as he's just like constantly looking between you and Angel. If you don't mind me asking, if it's not too much, of course, where did you find this magnificent tiger?
That seems to like the memory seems to darken his expression a bit, and he lightly sighs. It's a long story.
Oh, I'm sorry. We don't have to. You don't have to mention it. You just met me, after all.
Any other night, but I had a bit of a rough time of it getting here, so don't quite have the energy to get into it right now.
No, of course. I understand. Well, He does, like, pet Angel, and he notes, like, the wounds that he sustained, and he sees the scars. And then he presses his hand to Angel's head, and his hand glows very briefly. And Angel recovers all of his stress as the wounds start to go away, while the blood is kind of just, like, off as vines, like, kind of slither down him and then suck back, as the blood just kind of, like, drifts off and into Dandy's palm before it just...
That's a lot of approval points there. Thank you. Don't really have much coin to compensate you, I'm afraid.
Oh, no, don't be so silly. Your presence was enough to compensate for what I do not have, and I do not require it either. The coin, I mean. This was quite the payment, both you and your beautiful tiger. He definitely does look like an angel, now that you mention it, without all the wounds and blood covering him. Very pretty, and he scratches under Angel's chin.
He is the charm between the two of us.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. He does smile at you.
I appreciate it.
Well, I do believe I have overstayed my welcome. I'm be quite blunt, as I am not as persuasive as my lovely companion that is definitely doing unmentionable things to your brother upstairs. But, and you see him, like, he's very awkwardly, you can tell that he gives off the archetype of the awkward nerd, with all the constant muttering, but when he explains, like, the stuff about what he does, he's, like, very clear. But in this case, he reaches into a bag that's on his hip, and he puts a key down in front of you, Leo.
Feeling, like, noticing that, seeing the mood change, like, he's just like, so this is what's going on.
And, he just grins at you, but, you see it is labeled. I saw that she did the same thing, and we have a common interest, so if you're interested. And then he quickly turns around, taking his cup of water, and walks upstairs.
Leo just watches him, just like, ooh, smooth. He, like, twirls the key in his hand, and is just like... Looks like we found the real charmer between the three of us. Gives Angel a little pet.
His eyes do the blink as he just, like, looks at you, plink plonk. Oh.
Leo would, like, get up to pat Rayleigh on the shoulder. Like, I'm probably gonna go take a bath.
He looks so sad. Like, he's very much missing his ex-wife.
It's just like,
I miss my wife, Angel.
Yeah. He just quickly retracts his hand, just like, if you need something, I don't know, write a note.
Yeah. This poor
Just
man.
gives a weak nod, just like drinking more of his drink.
You feel
Definitely
Angel
getting more teary-eyed.
You feel Angel headbutt you, Leo, and he makes a motion of looking at Rayleigh and then looks back at you, clearly wondering if he should stay with him.
He just gives like a small, like, yeah, why not? No, give him some company. I think he needs it.
Ow.
He's gonna be sobbing into this tire tonight.
he's gonna trauma dump to Angel. Angel's gonna sprint to Leo and jump on him because he misses him. Oh
Just
god.
Fucking mid-bone of a flower, dude. It's like, ow, row, row, row.
Scratching at
the door.
Yeah.
Real,
They just-
recognizes real.
Open the door. It's like,
Christ.
what's going on? You just hear bells jingling from the door next door.
The hat stays on.
True.
The hat stays on.
Christ. Okay. So, you do eventually find yourself in the bath. Murkon, it's been like a little bit, so you're probably just finishing up, and then you do see your brother walk in. It's pretty much just like a run-of-the-mill kind of a bathhouse style situation where there's like a tub, and then some like cleaning stuff that you can help like wash yourself off, and there's like a rack, there's like a place where you can change, you know, the goods. It is part of a tavern after all.
I need to do a coin flip for myself. I don't want to make this joke.
I've seen worse days.
I gotta do a coin flip for myself.
It's literally the same one. It's crazy.
Oh no. Leo, you know your brother. You've seen his face before. He's already kind of got a smooth face. He just just puts a hand on Leo's shoulder and goes, "Hey," and then he walks away.
Wait, what did he say?
I shave.
Just rolls his eyes, just like gives him the middle finger. As
he grins back, same middle finger. He makes his way up. He's got on some more nightly like clothes, something you could wear out, but nothing like too crazy. Pretty simple.
Yeah. And while you are traversing the area, Rayleigh, you do eventually feel a large headbutt into your like furry thigh, and you would look down to see Angel just sitting next to you, like staring up at you.
Oh, you stayed here. I think he will set down the mug for a moment and like give Angel some head scritches.
He leans into it, very much enjoying the attention.
You know, Angel, Matilda's hair was so soft.
His eyes immediately open and like squint at you.
It was softer than the softest wool. Yeah, and he was like, he's gonna stay at the bar as long as Hyoldie will let him. Just kind of
Okay.
nurse and ales.
Oh god, I can imagine just fucking like Angel's paw just goes up to like hush him, just like wiping the tear away, just like picks up like it just like a puppet, just like picking up a mug and just giving it to him.
So true.
Oh god.
Fucking Angel literally looking at this fucking goat the second he says, "I miss her so much." And Angel just suddenly like stands up, is like, you really should be missing the fact you have no bitches.
Oh my god, what if Angel just starts leading him over to like different women in the bar?
Oh my god.
God,
Oh,
that would be
no.
so funny. I need to roll for that though. If he
Oh,
cares
God.
enough.
If he cares enough.
Alright, so anyway, you, Rayleigh, are currently lamenting towards this big-ass cat. And Murkon, you walk by, you make your way up the stairs, I'm assuming, to the room where, I already forgot her fucking name, Christ. The Damari woman is.
I think you said Lily or Tilly?
Tilly, thank you.
Tilly, yes. Don't worry, Murkon will forget in the morning.
As he should. And as you do this, you eventually find her door, and you open it, and you do see that she is in the middle of changing into her night clothing. You see a shirt come off, and she turns back towards you. She's like, "Oh, you're here early. I won't say no to that." And she'll motion to the door for you to close it behind you.
Well, you know what they say. Screw it. He just closes the door.
And as you do close the door, she does like go behind a very quick wardrobe and steps into a gown that you do not see, and she ties it around her waist very quickly. And she does like look towards you. So, Mr. Jester, what is if I may know, what is your name?
Oh, I go by Murkon. See.
Marqui. What an interesting name. And she does like saunter up to you, swaying her hips, and puts her arms around your shoulders. Basically, like, face is really close. They call me Tilly. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, I'm quite glad you're the first and only Tilly that I know.
Are you an adventurer, a hunter, perhaps? Maybe and she, like, looks you up and down. Mercenary?
Oh, I do some of that on the side. Truly, I am a jester, mostly, and that's how I want to make most of my money, regardless of circumstances, but not afraid of getting a few scars and bumps along the way.
Do you have any visible scars on your face, or no?
He does. He has a scar that actually runs up like along the side of his neck, just on the right side, just under his earlobe.
Okay.
With the headgear off, you can now see that.
Okay. So she runs a hand up along that scar as she's talking to you. I see. You definitely look like the type.
He is
But
grinning
truly-
like an idiot.
Truly, you cannot just be any mere jester. This can't just be the mark of a king that almost beheaded my dear lover, She's smiling.
Oh, yeah, no king here. I am just a lowly advisor, entertainer, poet. His hand's like finding her waist as he's like saying this. He goes, but you might have some fun stories if you pick a scar if you want to find out more about me.
I think I will. And we're going to fade to black.
Yeah! Imagine that's the noise he makes. Yeah!
When the woman turns away, yes.
He fucking grabs her on the neck and throws him like a football on the bed. Ragdoll.
The fucking Gary's mod ragdoll sound effects.
When he's walking towards the bed, he just has a little fucking excited skip jump.
Fucking Tom and Jerry scream.
Oh shit.
Uh,
Okay. And Leo, at about this time, it would be a very fair enough thing to say that you have finished your bathing.
Yep.
So where are you heading?
Let's head into the room to have some total anthropology conversations.
Anthropology and taxonomy, the intricacies of the Florkin and the half-elf. How would you say he's dressed? Still in like his old clothes, or does he also have like a spare change of clothes?
I'd say he probably has a spare with him.
Okay. So dressed in these,
Right.
you.
Right now he just kind of has his dress shirt, all like the blazer and the overcoat are with his belongings.
Sure. So you change your clothes, you walk up to the room that is labeled, and you do see the Florkin man, Dandy, who was wearing a robe, start to, like, in the middle is, like, in a similar way that... excuse me, Jesus. In a similar way that Tilly was doing it, he's just about to slide off his shoulders before he hears the door unlock, and it quickly goes back over. And he turns to see, he's like, oh! And he puts a hand in the back of his head. I was actually unsure if you were going to accept my proposal, but I'm glad to see that.
To be so shy, you amicable enough, I suppose.
Oh, I'd like to think you are, yes. Before we do anything, I still want to know you a little more before, so you can be a little bit more comfortable with each other. I shared a bit about myself. Are you an adventurer with your brother? Do you work with any of the guilds I mentioned before, or?
Yes, I would prefer you to be comfortable as well, so I'm perfectly fine with that. Well, like my brother, I do somewhat moonlight as an entertainer. That's why Angel travels with me. He is a show tiger.
Oh, I see. And what kind of entertainer are you? Do you do tricks? Is it mostly Angel that does the tricks and you're like the master?
Yes, mostly instruct him on what sort of tricks. The whip is mostly just for show. Of course, I don't actually use it on him, but he knows certain gestures with it. I mean,
Is the whip visible?
Yeah, it's with his belonging. He's set to the side.
You see, actually, make a presence check. Not presence check, sorry. Instinct check. Like, as you're talking to him. Oh my god, woman.
Bruh.
Well, that does succeed, because it's not a high roll, but it's still a partial failure, or partial success. And we'll play it this way. So, as you start talking about what you do, you do see Dandy look at the whip, and then you see him look at the whip, and then you meet eyes, and then he very quickly looks away from you with a hand behind his head. Right.
Oh.
Still preserve me. What kind of tricks does Angel do?
Well, quite acrobatic. Of course, well trained for a tiger. He can balance on rails. He can do jumps through hoops. Normal show business.
You do see him, like, nod rapidly.
Theatrics.
Yeah. as he's like getting an idea of what you do exactly as the essentially the carnival master, the show master styled shtick. I see, and is the whip that you carry that's actually me. Excuse me. Is the whip that you carry just for show, or is it along with those jobs? Do you actually use it as your weapon?
Well, I do most certainly protect myself with it. So I suppose it is both a tool for the trade and a tool for protection.
Have you thought of using it in other ways?
Well, he's just like, if you're getting at what I think you're getting at, then I've already.
He nods. And he does step towards you, like just tugging down the robe, and you do see that he does. It's an odd like way. It seems that his body is made up of like the bark and roots of what you would imagine a Florkin would be, but if you were to touch it and look at it, it actually feels very close to skin, just a little harder and more durable. And he does show his chest to you, then he steps up, puts a hand on your shoulder that goes around the back of your neck. If you would be interested in showing me the different ways that you can apply it, I would be more than inclined to be a performance.
He would smirk up, just be like, I think I would like that very much.
And we'll fade to black on that.
Oh, God.
You don't know how hard I was fighting back. I'd be right happy to.
I fucking hate you. And we
Oh,
cut
God.
back down to Mr. Depression down in the bar.
Oh,
As how deep is Rayleigh into his sob stories with Angel as like his like therapist?
It's mostly incoherent at this point. It's more just ugly sobbing. I just imagine like Landon like passing the hallway on the way up to the rooms. Just briefly sees Rayleigh face first into Angel's side, just ugly sobbing.
You would have seen Angel glaring at you, Leo. It's not even like angry at you, it's like, why did I choose this?
He can't help but like fucking chuckle slightly. It's like,
And you do eventually, into the sobbing Rayleigh, you do feel a hand just gently pat you on the back. Hey, I don't mean to be the guy, but we're starting to get a couple looks with you sobbing constantly. You okay, man? And as Ogren makes himself known, and you can smell the booze on him again. It's pungent. It's you smell like him too, but you know.
I think he would sniffle a bit and like look up and catch a couple of the people looking at him and Angel now, and he'll just. I know when I've overstayed my welcome. I can leave now. And he'll like start heading towards the door. Clearly this is not the first time this has happened.
Angel immediately like grips your shirt with his mouth, and he does like pull you back slightly to prevent you from walking out.
What is it, my furry friend?
He motions towards a woman by the bar.
Oh my
That is,
gosh.
That is giving Rayleigh a like a small like smile and nods, and she's a dwarf, But she's not, like, giving you any fanciful look. She's just, like, giving you a sympathetic look.
I think... what do you get it? I think Raylook would, like, look at Angel and then back at the woman and just be like... What do you think she would buy me an extra ale? It seems I've asked Healy for one too many on the house.
And you do see Ogren just patch you on the back again. I think he wants you to, I don't know, maybe talk to her since she's been looking at you the entire time, concerned for your well-being. I'm not even that damn deft. Fuck. And Ogren walks out of the inn.
Well, if it comes with alcohol, then I suppose it wouldn't hurt. Yeah, Angel would have to kind of drag him over there, though, TBH.
Just catch the glimpse of Angel rolling his eyes before he just nudges you back towards the bar next to the dwarven woman. And she does greet you, and she nods to you. Good evening, Mr. Fon. You look down in the dumps. Are you okay? You've been crying into your pet cat for about an hour now. I'm getting a bit concerned. Are you alright?
Oh. It's not my tiger. It's my fellow party member's companion.
Oh, well, I suppose it doesn't matter who it is right now. It's currently with you at this moment. Do you want a drink? You look like you need it.
I think he does get a bit of, like, you know, the teary-eyed smile emoji, like, okay.
Yeah.
at the potential of alcohol.
And she does nod. Hildy, can I have a warm lover, please? And he'll look back and will nod as he goes back in the back. You just hear him briefly shout, we're getting another warm one here. It's like, aye. And then about a minute passes, he comes back out, same exact thing. 2 gold coins are passed, 2 crowns, as they're called. And you are given the beverage that is taken off, and you smell that cinnamon, that heat. And she gently, like, rubs your shoulder. I heard you mention a couple times about this Matilda. Is this your former wife, I take it?
I think he does give a nod as he's taking a sip of the drink. And then, like, remembering Merkin's reaction. Because he's several drinks into this right now. He just, like, looks at the drink and he's like, this is nowhere near as good as making love with my dear Matilda!
Oh god! Oh god!
It's like, I'd imagine not. No, it's called that because once you actually drink it and you're full, it feels like you had sex. But not everyone has that reaction.
I'm just...
It's been 5 years since I last saw her.
How old are you now?
He does take a moment to count. 99, I think.
You're still in your prime, I see. Well, that's good to know. So, this Matilda, 5 years, it ended. How long were you with her, if I may ask?
I think he does start again, teary-eyed again. It was 72. 5 months and 14 days since we were wed.
Oh no. And you do actually hear a couple of "aww" in the back. As people, you are being extremely loud, I'd imagine.
Yeah, nah, he's got no filter at this
This weepy,
point.
this
And even Hyoli's like, ah, shit, that's a long time now, isn't it? Shit. You need that
We met in
more than I do.
college. We were both studying to be bards.
Mhm.
She was so beautiful and popular at the time. I didn't think that she would look at one from such a small town as I. But somehow we ended up together, and we were so happy for those. Look, I don't even remember how long 72 years, 5 months, and 14 days? Question mark.
Yes, that is exactly what you said. You better put that as your notes, Thor.
Yeah, you're right. I do hope she's doing well.
Well, it is a shame that these things can happen, and I'm really sorry that that happened to you. What did you say your name was again?
Rayleigh Keefe.
Rayleigh Keefe. And she squints at you for a moment as she is trying to put the name together. Rayleigh Keefe. Why does that sound so familiar? You wouldn't happen to have visited the... Oh, what was it? Were you a courtier in one of the houses in Londor for the last couple of years?
I think his shoulders, like his posture clearly stiffens at that. What do you know of the houses of Londor?
I don't know too terribly much. I've worked with them myself. That's why I ask. She smiles at you, knowing the stiffening is clearly a reaction for working for one of them.
It is true, I did work for one of them for over 50 years. But they... How do I put it? They politely asked me to leave about a year ago at this point.
And you're not dead?
Well, no. It's true, normally they would. He kind of pauses, having a feeling that she probably knows what he is referring to. I suppose they saw 53 years of service under the house as worth something.
Which house did you serve, Mr. Eilick?
He does kind of glance around a bit, and he lowers his voice.
And she leans in when you do.
House Sarunova.
She lets out a and you're still alive.
He gives a nod.
I do remember oh dear. I do remember several courtiers that were replaced after you, well, in your case, you, the one that was the one that took notes and whatnot on their jurisdictions, I believe. The one that always did all the court appearances and whatnot. When every courtier that I don't know the actual phrase, it is assuming, but the one that took the notes during hearings. Everyone after the one known as Keith left, which is you, they didn't last very long. Why did they let you go?
No, some of who you speak of. I remember Derek. He was a young human. But as soon as he spoke ill of the Zaranova's daughter at one point, he was very quickly silenced. There was Trent. And Infernus. And he too looked the wrong way and lost his head. I suppose the only reason I'm alive is he does kind of like look into his cup at like his reflection. Because I was pathetic enough to remain silent. They knew that I was too scared to do anything else.
Well, maybe that pathetic nature ended up saving your life. And now you're free to do what you wish. I wouldn't wish working for the Zarnos on everyone. And now that you're telling me the rumors about them are true, that's not great. Well, terribly sorry about that.
The rumors don't even begin to touch what they did. He does take a long swig of his drink.
And as you like are talking, you do see like a couple more people like kind of sitting around you as you like suddenly glance, and there's another dwarven woman sitting on your left now, and there's two that are behind you just like slowly nodding along as you keep talking. You hear one of them pipe up, "I never expected that to be the case, but I suppose the rumors being true isn't too far from the truth. I mean, I actually recently learned about word traveling about one of the Zaranova clerics that talked ill of their daughter and quickly lost their head. Said that her head was displayed from the highest point in all of Londor."
I made it a point to publicly shame any of their dissenters.
Another one
so
pipes
that
up
none would rise in their
immediately.
place.
Another one immediately pipes up when you say the shame of the dissenters. Aye, now that you mention it, I did hear about one of those quote-unquote dissenters you speak of. I think it was I recall it was an Orcus man that was dragged naked through the streets of Londor, made a show of patheticness about it. Had to walk all the way from the actual grounds of the Zaranova Manor all the way to the palace before he was executed, carrying a large stone. That can't be true. Of course it is. My cousin told me. She lives there. You're just talking bollocks. And they look at you, Rayleigh, as if to confirm this.
And his expression is getting more guilty as they're bringing up these different instances. That would be Richter, I believe his name was.
And they all gasp.
Particularly egregious. And his posture is like, yeah, his expression is getting more guilty, and his his mannerisms are getting like a bit more anxious, like his anxiety is increasing, and he's feeling more nervous as more people are chiming in around the bar.
Go ahead and make a presence check, Rayleigh.
Oh god.
Okay.
This bro is rolling dang good today.
Yeah. You
Hey, that's
do
pretty good.
eventually hear the sound of singular, but the approaching footsteps of what you can safely assume is a guard, one of the golden serpents, and they do come into view, and they take off their helmet, and they give you a look. They have long black hair, brown eyes, and they have like a scar going down their left eye as they hold their helm underneath. And as you talk, he almost like glares at you, but he looks down at you. And you see his face. It almost looks like a face of judgment. So you're Rayleigh Keefe, huh?
I think seeing the golden serpent take interest, he does, like, there's a bit of panic in his eyes, and he, like, looks around, and then back at the dude. Yes.
I thought
Do
so.
I know of you?
No, I'd imagine you wouldn't. I just wanted to ask. There was a particular case that happened with the Zoranova family. It included a human and another woman. I think they were both humans, actually. One male, one female. Something about a party that dealt with the Zaranova's daughter, the youngest of that family. And there's like a bit of disdain in his voice. Heard there was a whole thing about a potential scandal before they suddenly went missing and no one knows where they went. Do you know what happened to them?
I think his expression does drop. Or are you speaking of one of the birthday celebrations of Lady Angelina?
He nods. That was the one, aye.
His face does drop, and he pulls out his journal, the one with the pressed flowers on front and the sappy words.
You hear several of the Dwarven women just, "Aw."
But he does flip open to a page somewhat near the middle. Their names were they? Anne and God, what's a dude name?
Who, the guy talking to you, or
yeah, the dude the people he's asking about. I'm literally just
I'm spitballing.
and
he looks at you, just waiting. Continue. Sorry.
Garrick. They were indeed disappeared. But
Garrick is one of them, but I believe the other woman, that was part of that scandal was named Annabelle.
again, like, he just has that guilty face, and he kind of just, like, shakes his head. It would be better for you to not know of their fates. Just trust me on that, friend.
Right. Well, I'll have to tell my captain about that, if that's the case. Not going to report you or anything. It's just been an investigation for a very long time, and you won't be mentioned, but I'll just say it was a Zaranova incident, and it was resolved. Appreciated.
He does give a bit of a nod, and there's a relief in him saying he wouldn't mention Rayleigh. The Zaranova incident, you said. Does that mean your mercenary group has been tracking them longer.
In a matter of speaking, the serpents have been looking into the disappearances of a couple people that have been known to have relations with Azara Novas. If what you say is true, then there's not much we can unfortunately do about it. We're working on the outside and they're working sanitation.
And he gives you a knowing nod.
And he does nod in agreement. Be very careful. Their connections in Launder run deeper than anyone knows.
I'm not worried about it. My post is out here, and my captain's not even remotely close to Londo. But I will give him that notice. I'm not even sure that the general will allow us to investigate, considering her alleged ties to the Marquess.
Right. And I think over the course of this conversation, his sobby sadness has kind of been replaced by this just feeling of dread from dredging up all of these old memories.
Thank you for the service to the Golden Serpents, Mr. Keefe. I will leave you to your, drinks and the audience that you have amassed through your tales.
And he'll put his helmet back on and walk back to where he was posted. And you find yourself surrounded by several more women, all looking at you very curiously.
And I think he's feeling very conscious all of a sudden, and you know, that nervousness and like, again, just from all those memories coming up, he kind of just like looks over at the initial dwarven woman who was there, and he just drowns the rest of his drink, and he just looks at Angel and is like, I think I should leave. Please don't say a word about what you heard here to anyone. I meant what I said.
They all, like, in, like, unison, just like, oh, no, 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 no! And then the woman that you did originally talk to does, like, put a hand on your shoulder and smiles at you. She, like, reaches up and squeezes your cheek.
Oh, don't worry about it, sweetheart. It's fine. We're not gonna say a thing. Everything that stays, that is talked about in this tavern, stays in this tavern.
Ain't that right, lasses? And they all seem to nod in agreement, considering who you're talking about. And eventually, Hjoldi does, like, come back to the bar. He's like, alright, lasses, lads, leave the poor sap alone. For God's sake. Surrounding him, about to fucking muffle the guy to death. And they do, like, whine, but they do, like, leave you alone, leaving you and the original dwarven woman that was talking to you at the bar as they go back to what they were doing previously.
Yeah, and he will go back to nursing his drinks at the bar, sadly, but not sobbing. So, you know, that's a win for Hjoldi.
Hjoldi gives you a nod, and the dwarf woman does look to you. Would you at least like some company? At least while you drink, so you're not alone?
Very well, then. I don't know how late Mr. Hjoldi keeps his bar open, but I intend to stay here and drink my sorrows away.
That's perfectly fine with me. I have nowhere else to be. It's the weekend after all. Name's Ethel, by the way.
It is kind of like raises glass to her. Pleasure.
And she gently clinks her own to yours as you just proceed to continue to drink. As you guys are winding down for the evening, we are going to take a very quick break. We'll be back in a bit. Welcome back to Fractured Shadows. The brothers boned two people, and Raylig revealed some stuff about himself to public. So, as I just briefly talked to you guys on the break about, now that you guys are here, we'll be taking a long rest. And the way the long rest entails for everyone else is that you get to choose a number of actions up to 2, based out of 5, which is restore health, restore your stress, work on a project, repair your armor, and prepare for the next day, which basically gives you another hope. So we're going to do this.
I'm gonna lose my mind a little. My mom just finished the fucking microwave food right after the break ends. God damn it!
Amazing. We'll go get it.
I will
Macaroni
be right.
and the chicken strips.
Chicken strips! So,
Even though my head looked like a burnt chicken nugget. Hey.
So with that in mind, I will roll my thing to see what I get back. 4. Cool. So what is everyone doing to recover?
I am gonna clear out my stress first.
Okay.
I'm going to prepare myself, so I'll give myself an additional hope. I believe that's what it is, right?
Now let me double check. On a long rest, the prepare action is 1. Next day, you gain a hope. Yes, just 1. And if you prepare with someone else, which you do not for obvious reasons,
of course,
you will gain. You would gain 2 or more.
And you said it's 2 actions per rest, right?
2 actions per long rest, 2 actions per short rest. Correct.
Okay. I have a thing called Celestial Trance, which does give me an additional downtime move during a rest. I would like for I would like to work on a project.
Okay. So what project would Mercon start working on then?
In his free time, preferably in a time where all is said and done and he's got some free time. He would have had he would have brought his stuff. He's not someone who just leaves himself out of reach of what he needs to protect himself. He is going to start working on crafting some sort of venom for his weapons. He is a chase down hunter. He wants to do the kind of damage where he can hit them, and even when he's not in the fight, he's still clearing away what kind of damage they would do.
Okay. This is a what again? Sorry?
Work on a project.
No. The thing you're crafting.
Oh, I did see there was a consumable for something called Grindletooth Venom. I think that's a
Venom. That's what you said. Okay.
Yes, venom. Something to coat his weapons with, specifically his arrows.
Yeah, sure. Let me see. Grindletooth Venom. Grindle. Alright, let's take a look at this. Yes, that would simply just be venom, poison, etc. Yeah, sure. based on the regions that you currently have available, which I'll say you have enough regions to attempt to make the venom, go ahead and make a... let's see here. Welcome back, by the way. What would be good for this? I want to make sure there's not a separate action you can just take.
Sure.
Where's the long rest thing on the character sheet? Oh, there it is. Got it.
Yeah, so you would essentially do what you need to do. We'll go over each what everyone's doing because sometimes work on a project. Murkon's working on a project at the moment. I'm just trying to see what would apply for this specifically. In this case, Murkon, go ahead and roll a... I would think... a knowledge check to do this.
Sure. Can my monster hunter be a part of this? It's
Yes. As a matter of fact, it can.
I'll use that hope that I gained, and you throw it on some. Ooh.
Okay. So I will say that while you do have the base components to make the venom, into order to like turn it into venom, you don't have a key component which needs to be harvested, which is a venom sac.
Ah. That
So
makes
in order
sense.
to do that, in order to actually use it so that it can be coated and so it doesn't melt your weapon to make it essentially a poison, you will need the actual venom sac to like extract it and then dilute it enough so it doesn't like basically... It's the difference between venom and acid, essentially. So you will need that in order to make this. However, you do have everything else in order to craft it. And luckily, there is an adventurer that you just slept with that is nearby, seeing you work on this. I didn't take you for an alchemist.
He'll keep his eye on it. Oh, not a very good one. I lost the venom sac that I needed for finishing this up.
Oh, that is terrible. Terribly unfortunate. But you do know,
And she has like the covers on her body that covers all of her as she like drapes her arms around your shoulder, leaning on you.
You do know that the League can offer some ingredients if you're looking for some to help you in this little endeavor of yours, Mr. Murkon.
He'll turn his head and he'll kind of have like the half-cocked grin. He is definitely a little jaded, despite as he's up and he goes, "Well, if you're offering for me to join, I'll have to turn down the offer. I'm not much for tying myself down to one group, but if it's work, well, I'm just happen to be in the business for that too."
She will like run her hand across your cheek and then down that scar again.
Oh, no, joined. You give the air of a traveler bound by the winds of time and change. Work, yes. The League offers that quite a lot for people like yourself. Unless you are more of a hunter, then you can just get the ingredients directly from your kills, no?
What kind of work did you have in mind?
Well, my compatriot that you may have seen, the Florkin individual that calls himself Dandy, he is part of the Institute, you know, the spell slingers, the one that study to become certified mages across the land.
I'm aware of their name, yeah.
Okay. Well, we are heading back from a job down to Bright Willow. And there just so happens that there is a guild hall down there that I frequent for my own jobs, as I am part of the league, as you might have suspected. They have plenty of work down there for you and your compatriots to partake in, if it interests you. And that way you can get your ingredients, and you can get more pay and see me more often.
Well, it's quite a generous offer of you.
Consider it a payment for making me laugh and showing me a good time, Jester Boy. Considering you wouldn't accept my payment earlier.
And she winks at you.
Well, I think that I'll have to let them know what kind of ideas I have so far, and I'm sure they'll understand why I decide to lead our group that way, if possible.
Of course, of course. I'll even put in a good word for you. They trust me there, I assure you.
Didn't know I impressed you that much.
From one free spirit to another, dear Mercon.
And she kisses your cheek.
He'll definitely take note of that. And then he's gonna slide the kid away and make his way back in the bed.
Okay. Alright, moving on to Leo. What are you doing to rest and recover for this long rest?
Well, I have wounds I need to treat and armor I need to repair.
Alright.
So that is what I will do.
Alright. You do that. And, you did not take any extra wounds, of course, but, Dandy definitely did. And as you're treating yourself, you actually hear him groan a bit, as he, like, clings to you. Morning.
Good morning.
You're not leaving just yet, are you?
Wasn't planning on it.
Okay.
Just patching myself up. It's a little roughed up from the night prior.
I did see that. I was surprised. Would you like some assistance with that? I am experienced in healing as well as the agricultural arts.
No, by all means.
And he does basically do the same thing that he did to Angel, where you do feel your body get rejuvenated as the vines escape his palm and tangle around your body in almost like a warm embrace. And you can feel his body press to yours as he's almost hugging you, but you do feel the wounds start to slowly close as you feel a familiar type of healing magic you've had a couple times from the nature side start to slowly stitch together these the cuts and bruises and the more open gashes as you feel like that. It's kind of like a heating pad sensation before it cools down. And then the vines slither back up into his palms as he rests his hands on your shoulders. Do you feel better?
Certainly. Interesting grasp, although I don't doubt it was tight as mine last night.
No, I don't think it was. I prefer yours more.
Good to hear.
Well, not that I would mind your company much longer, but I'm assuming that Tilly is probably talking to your brother about this, so I may as well offer you the same kind gesture of faith. as you already know, I am part of the Institute, and she has made it probably known that she is part of the Adventurers League. I'm assuming you're familiar with both. Obviously, the Institute, but the League, yes?
I suppose. Not many people haven't heard of them.
Right. Well, you wouldn't be surprised the amount of commoners that don't pay attention to them very much. Beside the point. We are heading back in that direction as we have just finished a job for, funny enough, Count Silverblood to help with the defense of the town, which we did. It was protecting the, funny enough, the Silverleaves. Regardless, heading back in that direction after the contract is up to get our payment, and considering that you lot did come in looking a bit rough, I was assuming that you probably want to be looking for some work. The League, and the Institute for that matter, can offer that.
Yes, as Mirkan is getting the same pitch, I imagine we'll have similar minds about it. We'll have to ask the rest of our... He thinks it's like... Party seems too kind of a word, our little group, I guess.
Right. It would appear so. You do have a colorful band.
I forgot one of Leo's abilities is called Nature's Tongue. Oh no.
Oh.
What does that do?
Mostly for like communicating with let me get it up here. Set default. Send to chat, there it is.
You speak the language of the natural world. When you want to speak to the plants and animals around you, make an instinct roll. On a success, they'll give you the information they know. On a roll with fear... Oh, there's your fucking stuff. On a roll with fear, they'll give you the information they know. On a roll with fear... I read it twice. Their knowledge might be limited or come at a cost. Additionally, before you make a spellcast roll, you can spend a hope to gain a +2 bonus. I will say that if you want to use this to talk to Angel, it will not cost anything, and you will not have to roll. Unless you are asking him for information.
Gotcha.
Oh shit.
Oh my god, you can talk to your fucking cat now.
Hell yeah.
Angel, you can't say that. We're on stream.
Oh no!
Oh.
Angel.
It's over before it even started.
Angel, I thought we were past this.
Wow. Whoa, Angel!
Oh my god!
You just can't say that about the Varnians. Come on. Anyway, so you do clear the armor. He leaves you alone when you repair your clothes. It's very much out of his category. However, he does look at you when you're done. I hope are you in, by chance, looking for one more fun time before we have to get going? He smiles at you.
Well, how can I say no to that?
Another fade to black. And then we cut to Rayleigh.
Fucking Star Wars, like, fucking swipe transition.
Yeah,
Oh,
literally,
God.
just swipes to Rayleigh. Rayleigh, what are you doing for your rest? Because I already know where you're waking up.
He's tending to his wounds and repairing his armor.
All right. And as you wake up, you feel Angel nudging you in the leg. You're groggy. You are tired. You don't have a hangover, funny enough. But you are face down on the bar. And Hyldi did not move you.
Oh my god.
I think he does, groggily wake up and kind of like hops off of the stool, kind of like taking a moment as he lands, like, okay. And like looks around, he's like, Right, okay, I'm still here. And I think he will go to where the baths are and kind of like splash some cold water on his face. And as he's sitting there, he'll pull out his box of children's bandages that he used on Akuji back at session 0. And he'll like use that to tend to his wounds. There's just like little paw print designs on the bandages he's putting on.
Oh my god.
That's
And then,
amazing.
he'll just afterwards, very practiced, pull out a well-used mending kit and kind of just put more patches over the already existing patches on his gambeson.
Okay. And as you do that, you do hear someone coming down, and it is Hyoli, as he's wearing a robe with some sandals on. It's like, oh, shit, sorry, didn't know someone was down here. You didn't lock the door.
I didn't notice there was a lock there. I was still waking up, truthfully.
I'm fucking with you, there's no lock. It's open bath.
Delete. He looks over to the archway. I hadn't checked.
Like I said, don't worry about it, lad. Wanna smoke? And you see him pop out a metallic container that opens. It's like the typical like cigarette boxes that we have, but they're made of metal. And he opens it up, and you see like a line of cigarettes that are rolled and a little rough looking, but they look like they were hand rolled.
He does perk up at that. Absolutely, it's been a while, truthfully. Oh. And he'll take one and pull out his lighter from his wife.
And Hyoli pops one into his mouth, and you see that the reason why that it is a metal container is that he closes it, and then it closes completely, and on the other end, he presses a switch as it lights up. It's a double lighter. Puts it in his mouth, takes a drag. Nothing better than a wee morning smoke, isn't that right? And some coffee, of course.
Yeah, but the smoke's a little better. That mechanism you have there is quite interesting. It's not from Ingenium, is it?
Funny you mention that, it actually is. There's a traveller in town that was coming along with one of the merchant representatives, and he was just so happened to be one of those heralds. I'm sure you heard of them, eh?
Of course, they're far and wide nowadays.
It's bloody ingenious contraption. Used to always light a match and waste wood, and now I can actually use the wood for something else. Like decorating those lovely drinks I make. But now this is just doesn't even require that much effort. It actually strikes the heat within the air, or so that Dan the robot told me. Oh, can't call them that, they're called Atoma. Shh. He's like making like a slide gesture, saying that he doesn't really care.
Quite interesting. I've never seen something like that. Say, is there somewhere around town that I could pick up some cigarettes? I've gone through my supply.
Cigarettes? No. These are hand-rolled. We actually grow tobacco here. At least, some of us do. I have my own personal supply, so I make them myself. If you want, I could give you some for, let's say, 5 coins, if you have the cash.
5 coins, then.
Very well.
He'll slide him over. This dude's been nice to him. He gave him a bunch of free drinks, I'm sure, man.
He'll pocket the coins into his, the pocket of his robe as he nods to you. Excuse me, I'm wanting coffee hitting. I'll be sure to get them ready for you before you leave, and I figured you're not staying here very long. And he starts preparing one of the baths nearby, and you actually notice that these baths, they have like faucets near them. They're not like your typical like old style, you have to put water in it and you see that it heats up. If you don't mind me asking, Mr. Keefe, what are you heading after all this? You heading somewhere east, or you heading north? Any ideas?
He pauses because he hadn't really thought about it himself. I'm not quite sure.
Well, if you're looking for work, and I'm assuming you're no longer doing that scribing business that you moaned about last night, I take it?
No. I think I'll steer clear of that work for a while.
Very well. Well, if you're keen on perhaps finding something that's a bit more streamlined toward an adventuring folk, those two, believe it was the Dandy and Tilly. Dandy's part of the Institute of Magic, or whatever the fuck the mages call it. And Tilly's part of the Adventurers League, so you could ask them about any work. But if you're not really into that, and you're more of a lone wolf with your compadres over there, that you came in with at least, then perhaps you might be keen on talking to the Count about a potential problem that he has. He did mention that he's looking for some groups, but Tilly and Dandy turned it down. So, maybe something to look into if you're interested.
The Count here in town.
Hi, Count Silverblood.
I'll ask my companions about it.
Very well.
I fear going on my own might end badly.
Well, if you're particularly keen on breaking down every 5 seconds, then it would be pretty bad in that experience. Hopefully you don't do that in front of him. He's patient, but he's not that bloody patient. He's a dwarf after all.
And I think he does kind of like give more of a confident nod at that. I'm well aware of the kind. I'll keep that in mind.
He raises an eyebrow at you as you say that. Considering he is a dwarf.
No offense. Of course, it's rather. It was more a comment on their stature in society. He's trying so hard to bring it back.
He'll like approach you and just like put a hand on your shoulder. Just stop right there, lad. You're making it worse. He like gives you that like almost a partial shit-eating grin and then partial like it's okay, you could stop. The fucking meme.
Oh, I feel that.
Very well. Then I have one last question. Is there somewhere here that one could obtain a health potion?
I'm afraid not there, lad. We are not one of the towns that supplies a lot of things in terms of, gear tailored towards folks that are on the road, that typical wayfarer, as you might be keen on. If you're looking for something like that, you probably want to head down to Bright Willow. I can talk.
Yes.
If you're keen on that, you might want to head down to Bright Willow Haven, about several clicks southeast of here. Just make sure that you follow the road and don't try to go down the Twin Rivers. The rapids that lead right down to the Deadfall and Mire are quite horrendous. Or if you're not keen on going all the way down to the corner of the buttfuck of Zion, then you could try your luck at Elden Falls. Or not Elden Falls, sorry, Eldermore.
He's already got the map out, taking these notes down. Oh, very well.
He does like walk over to see your notes and sees the map, and then he makes motion of where Eldermore and Bright Willow Haven are, which are pointed out to you. And he would show that those are the question marks on your map.
Curious.
Points, Eldermore's right there, and Bright Willow Haven's there. Quite.
Well, I imagine our destination will be determined by how my companions' evenings went. I shall share this information with them. Thank you very much.
No problem. And don't bother me pestering into your personal like. Is there any particular reason why you have the Fort Dreadmire circled?
I copied this from another location, a scribe's habits. Stick with them, whether they like to or not. So I'm not quite sure what the original intention was myself.
Make a presence check, Raylig.
Can I? Wait, where's that bad boy? His, wordsmith thing.
Yes. That is a blatant fucking lie. If you make an action or roll to impress, persuade, or offend someone, you can spend hope to roll a yeah, go ahead.
Roll.
He gives you a slow nod. I see. Well, if that's by chance just so happens to be a potential destination to visit, if that's the reason why that's copied down, let me just take your pen there real quick, if you don't mind.
He will hand over his pen.
He immediately puts an X over Fort Dreadmire. Don't.
Don't go there. No, noted. Is there a particular reason?
Well, I'm assuming that you're knowledgeable enough about the region that this is technically the county. He calls it Silverblood County, and he rolls his eyes. But there are particular parts of this county that belong to Count Silverblood, and that, in particular, belongs to him. It's one of his fiefs, as we all know in this town. And if you end up in Fort Dreadmire as a guest, most likely you're not going to be leaving anytime soon.
That does indeed sound troublesome.
Still better than the stories about what happens to the thieves of the Silverleafs.
Thanks.
It's worse than that. It's kind of like, oh, you don't say.
Oi! If ya... well, I shouldn't probably be saying too much, but since it's just us and I'm not in the bar, I suppose I can tell you. So, if your friends are keen on trying to take a silver leaf from the tree, you better come up with a good feckin' story about why you're taking a leaf. Otherwise, you're gonna wind up within the Spire's dungeons, and I don't mean in Dreadmire, no. I'm talking about the Ivory Towers over there. And the motions to where you recall the Silver Spire being. If you're ending up in the Silver Spire dungeons after taking a silver leaf, well, the rumor goes is that they use concoctions made with the silver leaf and experiment on you because you're a thief. And you tried to take what's there, so they're gonna take what's yours, eh? You feel me?
I think he does tense up at the mention of, being experimented on. That sounds dreadful, to say the least. I would certainly like to avoid that fate.
Aye.
I will try to dissuade my companions from such a course of action.
Of course. We don't bother that. We mostly help tend to that under the watchful eye of the knights, but just don't be stupid. That's a rule of thumb, but especially around that particular line of trees. So
Yes, not doing anything stupid is the only reason I'm still alive at this point.
Just be glad that Zaranova spies aren't around here, eh? And you can tell that he's not being serious when he says that.
Right. He says, I mean, you can tell it's a joke, but he's still fucking nervous about it. And he will kind of like, gather his stuff and he'll be like, well, I'll get some fresh air before we head out wherever that is. And he kind of like walks off a bit quicker than normally.
And you can see that Hyldi is middle of taking off his robe, about to get in the bath as you walk off. And as you do, that is where you guys will reconvene. I will say that Rayleigh is the first to pop back into the tavern proper, then Murkon, then Leo. Murkon, as you are finishing doing whatever the fuck you're doing, literally, you were still drunk when you were making the poison, or the venom, and that was partially the reason why it also didn't succeed, because you were a little bleary-eyed, you still felt a little giddy and happy. And when you went back to bed with Tilly, you woke up again bleary-eyed, but not warm. Your head is pounding. And you only had one drink, but you know you didn't eat anything. That's a strong-ass fucking drink.
Yeah, he's lumbering in. His eyes are barely open. He makes like an audible groan as he like sits down, just trying to keep his head still.
Tilly's guiding you so you don't bump into something and fall over.
Oh yeah, he was like, he like almost didn't even realize she was like right behind him.
Yeah.
And as he was like trying to get into like a stool, he like nearly slips, and she just like catches him. It's he goes, ah. And he'll sit back there as he does his best with some effort to try to compose himself, but he is clearly someone who needs calories, not alcohol.
Knowing where it is, as if she's been here plenty of times, Tilly does walk behind the bar and pour some water into a mug and hands it to you. Come on. I know it sucks, but you need to drink this. It'll make you feel a little better. I'll see if I can find
he's
find out
half. By the time she lectures on him a little bit, he's already like drank about half of the mug.
Amazing.
If you're looking for Hyldi, he's currently in the baths.
Shit. Oh well, you're going to have to suffer in silence for a bit.
That's where I come up with my best material. He's already drinking again.
Before Leo actually walks back down because someone got busy again, Akuji walks in. I will let Maddie decide when she wants to do her thing, so I'll ask her later. But she does look a little bit refreshed and just kind of quietly sits in one of the chairs nearby. And then after that, your good pal Ogren walks in holding his head.
Ah, fuck. Anybody got any water? I'm kind of fucking parched.
Immediately,
Murkon leans his mug away, like hides it like it's his.
Oh yeah, the mug thief. Fucking water stealer last night. I'm not blind.
And he walks over to the bar, sits on it, Tilly walks over again to the bar and pours a cup, handing it to Ogren, and they briefly introduce each other. He's like, yeah, whatever, Lily. It's Tilly, but yes, whatever to you too, Fodgren. I like this one. Drooping his head immediately. And let's say about like 30, maybe 45 minutes pass as you guys are getting your rest quote unquote in before Leo you do come back down with Dandy essentially at your hip, walking down with you. There's definitely some lingering feelings for sure.
Oh no, he's clingy.
He's clingy, like a weed.
Oh
Dead
my
one.
god.
Anyway,
Rakan's
but
eyebrow raises. He looks over to Leo and Danny, just kind of like there's a look of something
Got some-
there.
Just like got something to say.
I don't.
Sure,
You-
you don't. For once.
hearing your voice immediately, Angel rouses from his slumber by the now dead fire and bounds over towards you and nuzzles into your hand. Wow.
Rakan
Hey, Angel, how was how was the night?
Rakan does
pauses.
like
Go on, Voodoo.
oh yeah, sorry. The Rakan does like the like hands up like, well, excuse me, look, as he goes back to his mug.
Angel pauses, immediately steps away from you. His tail is like directly in the air, and he like and immediately turns away and shows you his ass and trots off.
That bad, huh?
Wow. Goes to sit by the fucking burnt fire. And by then, Murkon and co, you would have been served food. Tilly pays, and a couple coins are slid towards your lovely patron. As once again, Hyldi pockets the coins, the crowns even, as you are given essentially like a full-blown breakfast. Omelets, potatoes, a couple of local grains, oddly enough, peas, and some bread. And
At the bread store.
hey, at the bread store, bread. And you are able to get the calories required, which will go into your tending to your stress, quote unquote.
Hell yeah.
Rakan fucking he is savoring this breakfast. These peas are fucking like
He should
conquered grapes to him. Like he is. I mean, he looks like he hasn't had like a good meal in like this century. Not scarfing it down like a barbarian, but it's just like he needed this.
real.
Well, I guess your ravenous appetite was no joke.
Let me tell you, there's a lot that happened yesterday, and he just like wipes his hand clean. He's just like, that made it worth it.
Well, it is good. You see her tail swaying behind her as she smiles. So, with you guys now back together, you do see fucking, I always keep forgetting his name, Ogren, finish his food, burp very rudely and grossly,
Hell yeah.
and look to all of you.
Alright, so, what are we doing?
Well,
Well,
go ahead.
I was so graciously offered by Tilly here a opportunity for some work. Well needed for me, and that's gonna take us kind of closer to the south, but near get the name. He's like snapping his fingers. Bright Willow, near there. Apparently, the Adventurers League got some stuff that could be kind of worth my time as well. So that's my vote. Hat.
Interesting.
Okay.
I was given a similar offer. By Dandy here.
He smiles at you.
I personally vote for it as well. We do need the money.
And then Ogren looks to Raylig.
And what about you, sad goat?
I did hear that there may be an opportunity for work in Bright Willow. I heard also that Count Silverblood may have some work, although I feel it would be better to find work in a place other than here, unless we wish to go back to summer camp anytime soon.
Yeah, summer camp. Right. Well, I mean, if we're going to Bright Willow, I actually live there. So, that works out.
That is quite convenient.
Indeed.
No, I hope you didn't have to leave Brightwell because of summer camp.
Oh, no. I wasn't there when I went to the camp. I was a bit further closer to fucking Londor. Actually, we don't gotta talk about that.
Murkon raises a brow. He most definitely wants to talk about it, but he's a little too preoccupied with the hangover to say anything.
Look, all I know is that the work that you're being offered is good. Especially if you're going to Bright Willow Haven. It's actually one of the free villages that's actually in Zion. It's not under control of the Marquess, so better off working there than definitely here.
That does make me question, though. What kind of work are the Silverbloods offering?
Turns to you,
Just
Raylig.
just to play devil's advocate here.
Well, I wasn't told by Hewley. We would have to talk to the Count's people to learn more about that.
Pioli nods. It didn't really make any mention about it, but there was like a brief idea to give lingering adventurers an inkling to catch their interest. It had to do with something about the Silver Spire, looking into something involving that. That's about all I know, though.
This same spire where the dungeons are.
Well, of course,
Murkon
but...
kind of
Oh, sorry. Go on.
Murkon lifts his head and goes, Nope, no dungeons. I am on a dungeon-free vacation.
Well, of
Can't
course
argue with
there's the
that.
dungeons, but it's also an entire palace. I wouldn't assume that it's going to be involving the dungeons. It didn't sound that way. I'm pretty sure if it was dungeon work, it'd sound a lot more ominous, and the crier of the knights that came here telling me about it seemed excited about some kind of prospect. I'm not entirely sure what. Those guys don't ever get excited about shite. I know.
Murkon leans forward. Hi, Murkon. Nice to meet you. I've seen more dungeons than I've seen my own bed. I'll find that dungeon one way or another. not in good ways.
Suit yourself. You already did. You already did introduce yourself to me last night, Marqui. I know who you are. He's like stifling a laugh as he's looking at you.
Well, maybe I'll come back so I can have more of that drink.
Ah, yes, the lover's embrace, or the warm
I thought
lover.
you said it was. I thought you said it was the
It's
warm
not bad
lover.
here.
Give or take, whatever gets the kick you off your rocks. Seems it did well to you, eh? And he looks between you and Tilly just grins at you.
He gives that look that just reads fair point.
I mean, shite, what is a lover's embrace if it's not warm?
Yeti's tits.
Well, the answer's a ghost, but, that works too, I suppose.
Very Marqui-like answer.
Well, and he'll collect the dishes and go back in the back as that is the wrong character in my fucking head. Ogren looks back to you. So, going to Bright Willow, huh?
Sounds like the plan.
Seems to be the case.
Yeah. Let's get going. And he'll proceed to push himself off the stool and proceed to walk outside, and he still smells like shit.
Oh dear.
As he walks out, he's gonna turn around. I need all of us to be on agreement. The next time we find a body of water, we're throwing him in there.
Row.
Can't but agree.
Why would we throw him in there? The Sprout's just nose blind to it.
You also can smell a bit of a scent linger on Rayleigh, although he doesn't smell like shit. He just smells like alcohol and smoke.
It smells like my dad. No, I'm kidding.
Jesus Christ, Conan. Why are you like
stepping.
this?
As he's stepping to the door, he does turn to Hildy. Oh, do you have the cigarettes as you discussed?
Just as you ask that, he comes back, and as you ask that question, it's like, funny you mention that. I was just about to give them to you. And he'll put in, kind of in a, like, small envelope, that's sealed, is like a container, and he gives it to you.
Thank you kindly. And he'll, like, put in his chest pocket. Well, he'll open one of his chest pockets, but then see that there's a thing in there. There's a letter in there, so he'll put it in his other chest pocket.
Alright, you now have a pseudo-cigarette container that was clearly roughly made, but it works.
Ooh.
It just works.
It does work.
Alright. So, are you guys ready to head on out?
Yeah.
I think Murkon will take a quick little lean over to Tilly and kind of just start a little conversation. I assume you got your own group you're moving along with, so I guess this is where we part ways for now.
I mean, we don't have to right now. We are traveling in the same direction, Murkon.
Well, I must warn you, I have a lot of stories I talk about on the road.
Well, by all means, it's dreadfully boring if I'm merely talking to Dandy about magic the entire time.
Oh, seems like my brother and him will have more to talk about, and looks over to Leo, and who I presume also has like Dandy still at the hip.
Yes.
They're talking about plants, animals, some shit.
Yeah, they are very deep in conversation. And you do see Dandy actually hold up his palm as he produces like a flower that blooms in it. And I can do things like this, but it does require a bit more water. Speaking of which, I need to get some before I head out. I don't need to be dehydrated before I walk.
That's a good point.
Murkon turns back to Tilly and just points over to him. Now that is a match made in a potato farm.
Oh, they're not. They're not that bad. Could be worse. Could be a unfortunate sellsword that finds it amusing to have interest in one that tells many funny jokes and many stories.
And she flutters her eyelashes at you.
Yeah, don't be homophobic.
Oh, I won't complain about that either. Although I will say I've seen my brother smile 4 times in the past 5 minutes, and that is a new record, and it's kind of creeping me out.
True.
I see. Interesting. Well, I suppose that we will await you outside. Hopefully not soon enough.
And she'll slink away from you as she sachets herself up to Dandy to pat him on the shoulder. Dandy, let's head out. We will be traveling with these folks, so you will not leave this brother of Murkon for too long, I assure you. Oh, are we leaving already? Yes, we are getting ready to leave. Make sure we have our bags and whatnot. Ah, yes, of course. And he smiles at you, Leo. Be back in a second. And he quickly scampers up the stairs.
Murkon's just looking at Leo.
Youthful love. What a beautiful thing.
I'm gonna vomit.
You see that now that you are no longer with the man, Angel immediately paws his way back over to you and sticks his hand in your lap.
You're gonna give him a little pet. Oh, or you ain't getting replaced.
Murkon's just gonna lean down to look over at Angel. Hey, you gotta compete with a side piece.
Looks to Murkon, glares. And just nuzzles his head into Leo's lap. Eventually the 2 adventurers, the mage and the sellsword, come back down. They are prepared. They look like they actually have gear on that looks similar to your own. Are you all ready to depart?
I am ready.
Yeah.
All right. So, as you guys begin to travel out of Silverleaf Glen, passing by the Silver Spire, and traveling down the eastern road towards Bright Willow Haven, you do pass by a fortress on the way there, and it seems very, very, very fortified. You can see that there are several different engines on there, both new and classical, in terms of ballista, trebuchets, etc. on the walls. You see several guards moving along the walls, and this fortress is huge. Raylig, if you would like to go ahead and roll a knowledge check with your little extra thing that you have.
8.
You do not know exactly the like bits about this place, but you do know its name. That is the one and only Moonlight Bastion, which you do know is one of the Archduke's personal buildings in Zion that is ran and controlled by the White Lions, which is the military force of Rasdanya.
He will pull out the map, kind of like referencing it and like looking up the building. So that's what the Moonlight Bastion looks like in person. We'd best steer clear of it.
And eventually, you do pass down where there's like a little cutoff in the road, one that goes directly to Moonlight Bastion, and the other one that goes even further east and then down south. And as you do see this, you do come across a village. You can see that there is a large stream. I can change the music now. That there is a large. Where is it? Not that one. There we go. You can see that coming down from the north side of this is a stream that leads far off into the hills that go and up and up and up and escalate into mountains. And you can actually see the mountain range that is further north, far off, very far off. But down where you are now, you see that this stream turns into a small river that leads into a lake, which leads into this small town. And you can see that outside of that, there are particularly it appears that it's surrounded by a grove of sorts. Raylig, I will allow you once again to roll a knowledge check to see if you catch on to what this might be. All right, this is the town of Eldermoor. You know exactly about Eldermoor, as you have been here once to settle a small dispute between the Free Village and the Zaranovas, who do not have any power here. And you know that this village is led by a council of elders who are all elves, known as the White Circle. And you know them all by name, which I will send you. But in particular, you know that the Golden Serpents occasionally travel through Eldermoor for one reason or another, often being housed by a mysterious group of actors that is known as the House of Tricrosius, who leads this quote-unquote house, is the dwarven lord known as Jean Tricrosius. And I will put that in the chat. Bing, bing, bing.
I feel like whether the party wants to hear it or not, he's probably going to ramble on about this kind of stuff. Like, obviously he won't go into the details of like what the Zaranovas were doing there, but he's just gonna turn into like a trivia machine, just like. And House Triconius is here. They're mysterious, but being of the Free Villages, it is certainly preferable to many of the large cities of West. Just like as they're like skirting past, like on the path, it's just non-stop trivia.
So, since you did you succeed on the knowledge roll completely, I will give you the about. Eldermoor is the second oldest town in Zion, far to the east near its border. It lies next to Elden Falls Lake, a large mass of water that acts as the town's main source of food, which doubles as a grove and a place of worship to the god of nature and elements, Friel, and pilgrimage. They neighbor and trade with Bright Willow often. Despite its location, it does not fall under the jurisdiction of Londor. And particular to this grove, you know the grove's name is the Elder Tree Grove, which is a holy site to the goddess of nature and elements, Friel, and a place of pilgrimage. is often an open conversation topic brought up by the White Circle and residents at monthly meetings, which you have been to once, which was this exact meeting that I speak of.
So pretty much what Shade said, except Rayleigh saying it as they're approaching. Like, you know, like when you go to the museum and they have those little like audio tour devices that you can just take with you? It's pretty much that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Except more mentions of his family.
Yeah.
And eventually you do eventually go around the bend to the southern part of the village, or rather of this road in particular, which leads you to a group of trees. As coming into clearing, you hear Ogren sigh.
Finally good to be home after so long. Fuck gods.
And you do pass by a set of trees. Rayleigh, I will allow you another knowledge check to see if you wish to talk about it if the NPCs don't. That's a success. So, you went down here to stay in Bright Willow Haven, due to the fact that because of the heated debates in Eldermoor, did not allow you to stay, especially because it was the Zaranova family. So you decided to stay down here. So you know the tavern that you stayed at, but more so, you know about Bright Willow Haven, which is a self-sustaining small town on the far eastern side of Zion. Or, I guess, western would be the case. Far western side of Zion, neighboring the village of Eldermoor. Bright Willow is one of two villages in Zion that is one of the older towns of the region, having been originally founded by old Dwarven rebels during the era of strife. The name comes from the willow trees that, as you pass by, can see have bright green leaves that lie at the entrance to the town proper. You know that the governance of the town is ran by a mayor and a small council. However, it has been some time since you have been here, so you do not know who the current mayor is. You note that recalling, now that why you're here, it kind of clicks in your mind based on what Tilly and Dandy have sold, both the Silverbrook brothers. Also, hi, Vixen. Glad to have you here.
Hello.
Vixen.
Hello.
As you pop in, the biggest structure stands out to you. As you see this really older but repurposed temple. So I can drag the fucking token. As you pass by these, what you can safely assume is the residential area where you see farms and people crossing around. There's quite a few people here, but farther ahead, down near the center of the village, or the town rather, you recognize this piece of architecture, Rayleigh, that stood out to you on your first visit, known as the Grand Guild Hall. This is a grand stone-walled building, which was once a minor temple to a god. It is unfortunate you did not look further into it, as you do not know which god it was. It contains a large meeting hall and several smaller rooms, and is shared among several guilds who have their own designated sections that branch off in the building. You were able to go in and witness it once, and you were particularly on the side of the merchants guild. You know particularly that the three organizations that have a home here and a representation are the Merchants Guild, the Hunters League, the Adventurers League, and the Hunters Charter.
And I think, again, kind of just auditory, never mind that Ogren's literally from here and is right next to them. He kind of just goes on autopilot, like, basically saying what you said. The Grand Hall is just as majestic as I remember.
God, I hope there's a body of water nearby. Real quick, GM, you mentioned the Hunter's Charter. So
yes.
Would the Silverbrooks be aware of this area as one of those guild spots for them?
For the Silverbrooks, as your current status in the House Silverbrook, despite being, blood related, you were not told of this particular sect.
Okay.
As the fact that Tilly told you about the League being down here and not saying anything about the Hunter's Charter, the second that Raylig mentions that the specific guilds are down here, it would definitely catch your attention that you and Leo were not told about this sect.
We'll look to Leo, see if he has anything to say about that. Otherwise, he's not going to say a word.
Does Leo have anything to say?
Lee's just gonna give a small shrug.
He'll give a slight head nod. Just he's not going to say a word about it until they get anywhere near him.
All right. So before we get further into this, hello, Vixen. We took a long rest. So
Okay.
the way that works is that in your sheet there should be the option to do a long rest, which is the bed icon on your portrait.
Ooh.
And then you will be able to choose two options in order to rest. These are to essentially help you recover things. So repair armor, remove stress, or recover HP.
Okay.
And then there are other options as well, such as work on a project or prepare, which would give you a hope when you wake up, essentially.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. I think at this moment she has just 10 wounds and repair her armor, so.
Okay, so choose those options in your thing. It should automatically prompt you when you click the bed.
Yep, there we go. Nothing changed.
You need to.
You have to click on.
Yeah.
I did the icon
In the actual
You need to
in the
click the
chat.
chat box.
Oh. Oh, and now it's asking me to roll?
So, you did click you clicked the bed icon, correct?
Yes.
Now just click and roll. It should give you all your health back regardless. And then you click apply healing.
Okay. And then 10 wounds. Okay. There we go.
Yes, congrats.
Figured it
Now
out.
you know
Sorry.
how to do. Now you know how to do shit. All right.
Yay!
So, as you enter the town proper, Raylig, you do get like a side eye from Ogren as he like kind of just like, do you always do that?
Do what?
It's like it's my hometown. He didn't let me introduce it to, my new comrades here.
He's like slowly realizing what he did. My apologies.
It's whatever, man. I don't really care.
Just out of habit. I'm so used to providing information to my former employer.
Yeah,
Right.
What the fuck did you say to me? Anyway, so he does like trudge forward a bit, and then you finally see the tavern that has not changed its name, which would be the Tipsy Tinker, which you recall was owned by a gnomish woman named Beatrice Feglarucci.
I wonder if Beatrice Feglerucci still has that delightful mushroom risotto that she served last time I was here.
Who, Bo? Probably. Loves cooking. Loves drinking, too. That's why I like her.
And you do eventually get into the town, like actually into the town. You see a couple different stalls available. You see people walking around. A couple of them giving you a look, but now that they're seeing you with Tilly and Dandy, they do give you a smile and nod as Tilly does lead you guys over towards the Grand Guild Hall. Well then, it would seem that we're here. Appreciate the company, of course. It was more than enjoyable in many aspects. And she gives you a wink, Murkon, as Dandy gives you a nod, Leo. We shall be off to go and report to the hall master. Hopefully we will see you.
Very well. Good luck out there.
We won't be
Yes.
far.
You as well. And Tilly and Danny do leave your side as they go into the Adventurers League side of the guild hall. And you can now see that you're in the guild hall when you enter very big, large, metallic doors. You enter, and you can see that it's divided into 3 separate sections, and how the reconstruction of the temple has kind of aided in the efforts of the formation of this kind of like tri-guild hall. On the left side, as you can see Tilly and Dandy walking off, you can see the Adventurers League, where there is a clear stone wall that says Adventurers League of Varutka, as well as their emblem that is a shield with 2 swords over it, very simple. And you see that there is a wooden doors that lead into that section. In the middle, you have a more gilded area with the more ornate stones that says the Merchants Guild with their symbol, which is just simply the crown. And you can see that that has more ornate doors. You can see glass windows on either side of the actual hall. And the floor even looks to be made of marble over here. And then on the right side, you see the Hunter's Charter, which does not have a name, but instead has the bust of a werewolf head on the doorway that is pretty bland. Dark wood, no windows, and it just says the Charter on one of the doors.
Murkon will walk over to Leo and will kind of just talk a little lower with them and just be not with the group, but with his brother. I'm starting to see why Tilly wants me to come with her on this mission or whatever job they have open. Something's telling me that she's aware that we might be Silverbugs.
I'm not surprised. She seemed like a sharp one.
Don't you know it? And he'll have a stupid look on his face where he kind of just like thinks back to it and he just goes, "Do you think she used me just for my name?"
Use what you gain out of you.
Yeah, fair enough. How about I check out the Hunter's Charter and you stick with the others?
Yeah, very well, if you're sure.
Yeah, well, with Angel at your side again and not Thornsy, I think you'll be less worried about that. Kind of looks over to Akuji still, and he'll kind of just mutter to himself, and I'm still not sure about what the hell's going on over there, so... I'll take a look and see if what's going on here might be giving us any idea of what we're going to be doing for work, and I'll meet you guys back shortly.
Good luck out there.
he'll give a quick little nod. And he goes, "Oh, I don't need luck, but could use more of that." And he'll start making his way to the Hunter's Charter. He's not hiding the fact that he's going in there. So if anyone does follow him, it's gonna be pretty obvious. But he's not expecting to go in there with everybody.
Right. So who is going with Murkon?
Leo gave his word.
Be really funny if Akuji went in there with him.
I don't think Ryluk would.
Okay. All right. So, as you open the doors to the Hunter's Charter, you see before you essentially a gathering area where there is a board of potential tasks that need to be done for various people across all of Rasdanya as Hunter Charters and Adventure League, but more so Hunter Charters, since you're familiar with them, are not strictly just for the areas. There's also contracts that are specifically made that are essentially countrywide for anyone that is interested in making a bigger name for themselves or more money. And as you enter the Hunter's Charter, looking at the board, and you see the hall, what did I fucking call it? Hold on. The Huntmaster greets you. I'm just gonna say he looks like a Bloodborne character.
Oh yeah.
He just gives you a nod very silently. Welcome,
Oh, the
Hunter.
gas coin.
As you enter, not even acknowledging who you are. There is a ding. It's like ding as like you enter, because that's like the thing that they have here that's special to them. They have like a little doorbell kind of thing, a little bell. And make a fucking the perception one. Fucking can't remember shit in this game. So I play too much D&D. Make an instinct check. Make an instinct check.
So real.
Can I apply Monster Hunter here as like him being kind of aware of the professions and the professionals around him?
Could you post Monster Hunter so I could read it?
Yeah, it's not really that deep in there, but I figure I'd make that argument to see.
Yeah. Trying to sleep beasts in the night, tracking a hunt, learning its weakness and lore, and studying their anatomy all come to the natural perfection. No, this would not apply to that.
That is fair. I will not apply. I will roll.
That's good.
Wahoo!
So you get a hope, and you succeeded, because this is not hard to see. He's taller. He's older. He has your hair. As you see a very familiar visage walk out of the back of a office, just kind of whispering a bit, in a very ostentatious voice that you would expect from him. Oh, please. Do you seriously think my brothers are going to end up here, of all places? We don't even have you mapped out. And he turns his head and you recognize the mask. And that is where we're going to end the session.
Oh, shit.
All right. So,
okay.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We got, now that we're in the meat and potatoes of it, we're going to get into this next Monday. So I hope you guys are there for that. Appreciate you watching, and we will see you next Monday. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
See you, everybody.